Hello, hello. Once again, Windows muted my microphone for some reason. Whoop. Hello, Toronto. Got on Rune Factory 10 times the past hour. I didn't notice, but... Thank you, Griffey. Thank you so much for subbing for 54 months with your Prime Gaming. Does this feel a little loud? I couldn't actually hear what you said. Turn that down just a little bit. And I thought that ghosts were already naturally strong. That's why they're always lifting their spirits. That's how they float above the ground, Griffey. Oh, it did both. But hello, and welcome to Hero of Law, a silly little ROM hack. I don't know anything about it, except that it is Ace Attorney with Ocarina of Time. Essentially. It is, what if, when Link woke up after 7 years, he found out that he had to defend someone in a court of law? And yes, it was done by a newer team. This should work. There we go. That is the link to it, if you would rather go and try it yourself rather than watch me meander around. I don't know how it plays. I at least know it launches. So hopefully it actually works. But considering we're on the title screen, I assume it works fine. If something breaks, it's Civia's fault. But welcome to being a hero of law. This game auto-saves after each scene. Do not turn off your console during the scene transitions. What if it crashes? It's not my problem. Where is it? It's so quiet. So yeah, I don't know what to expect, but... Do you think they forgot? Did I even remember? Forget a royal visitation? No one can make such a blunder, princess. It would be helpful if I knew who was talking. Well, I guess I should just go in then. It's Zelda. This was not what I expected to run into immediately. Well, Talon's dead. Oh good, they used the cards. As useless as they are in-game, in both games. March 17th, 9:37 a.m., Hyrule Grand Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Court record. Link doesn't talk, so... I guess he does think, occasionally. You'd think after so many years of doing this, I'd be used to the stress. I've spent 7 years in law school. So why am I shaking? Yeah, I guess it's a lot worse when it's your friend the life that's online. Come on, gotta look professional. Just can't see you like this. Wait, is Malin the Larry of this game? Oh, I forgot to do something dumb. I forgot to set up our death counter. Of course, I've never died in a law game. Yes, Link is going to be talking. Which, as a random note, you know Groot, right? You know the tree man. He has voice lines now in Rivals. Like actual ones. This reminded me of a terrible thing that happened when I played Rivals last night. The new character can read his brain, and they gave him actual voice lines to read. It felt so weird to see him, like, actually holding a conversation without just being, I am Groot. But apparently Phoenix reads his brain. And apparently none of the other psychics knew how to do that. But Phoenix can do it. I didn't even know she was psychic. But I'll complain to Reborn about that later.
Speaking of her, though, where is she anyway? Hey, you over there!
The guards aren't allowed to talk. Everyone that's normally unable to talk is apparently given voice lines recently. I think the only time I can think of in Ace Attorney where a guard talked, it was like the guy in prison telling you. Yeah, in Ace Attorney is what I mean. The guards do talk in Majora's Mask. And I think occasionally they talk in... I mean, there's the dead one in Ocarina. But I think in, like, the first game, one of the guards talks in Ace Attorney. If you look at them enough. Well, I never looked at them. I was busy reading the text boxes.
What is it, attorney? Trial isn't starting yet. But it will be soon, right? Would you happen to know why my client isn't here yet? I didn't get to speak much with her when she was arrested, so... I was hoping I could at least exchange a word with her now. well, you ain't the only one with the idea. I believe she's currently in the prosecutor's lobby. You want to talk to her as well.
Alright, who do you think's going to be the prosecutor? Ganondorf is a shoo-in. I know who the judge is, but... like, what other major character is there? It could be Sheik. I didn't watch it too closely. It's probably Sheik.
What is up with this guy? Bars me with the crime scene, blocks my detention center visits, and now this?
Not to worry, she'll definitely be here before the trial. Got to sign her life insurance after all and make sure you get paid.
Great, that'll be a joyous 5 minutes indeed. Nothing I can do but wait.
I know who the judge is. It'll be, yeah, both sides should not be allowed to touch the crime scene. But in Ace Attorney, you go in and, like, are a detective, more or less, because prosecutors have all the power in this world.
This is ridiculous. How much longer can he keep her? Ah, see? There she is now. No need to get all worked up.
Is something wrong? Did I hear shouting? Shouting that wasn't who and ha?
How much for looking professional? No, don't worry.
I don't think I've ever seen that much emotion on Malon's face.
Don't worry, everything's fine. This is Malon. Ever since we met in Hyrule Castletown all those years ago, we've been great friends.
Hey, sometimes you don't trick Gumshoe. Sometimes he tricks himself. Or just kind of gives you the information willingly.
Their heart's in the right place. I know she cared deeply about her father.
If everything's fine, why do you look so worried?
Well...
How'd the investigation go? Did you find anything? That is just Maya's... it's just Maya's emote. And also her fingers are clipped through each other. Like a pair of scissors.
Yeah, the investigation. I found tons of, groundbreaking stuff. Particularly that my opponent's a real scumbag. What did the prosecutor want from you anyway?
Well, it's mostly just threats. He kept explaining in detail what will happen to me if I'm found guilty.
Doesn't sound like a vital discussion that needed to happen right before the trial. Probably just did this so we wouldn't have as much time to talk.
You believe me, right? I didn't do it. I'd never. Oh, I get choices? Of course I believe you.
Of course I believe you. Although, I'll be honest, things are looking very good right now.
Very reassuring, Link.
What's that you got there?
Just a pictograph of father I carry around. I remember that. It was definitely the brother that killed him. Just as a side.
Like, immediately, I know. I can't believe he's gone.
Wish I knew how to cheer her up right now. I'm very good at handling emotional clients.
You could have removed the emotional part. Yeah, like, the brother was willing to do anything to get rid of, Talon. Just in canon.
Hey, you know, that pictograph could be really useful for the trial.
Oh, how so?
Oh, you look so happy together. Can present it to show you that two had a great relationship.
Really think so? Ah, well, here you go then. Not like I'm gonna need it in jail. I appreciate that they're using pictograph. Every time I look at this, it's gonna make me laugh.
They saw me walking in there with something other than my badge.
Wait. My attorney's badge is one of the... one of the coins. I think that's the Forest Medallion. Oh, and they have little pictures. There's Malin, longtime friend, defendant in this case. There's Talon, deceased. Victim, owner of Lon Lon Ranch, and Malin's loving father.
But wait, we shouldn't just be idly chatting. Anyway, not much time left. I know it's hard to talk about, but could you tell me what actually happened? I don't stand much of a chance if I don't know your version of the story.
I understand. Unfortunately, there really isn't much to...
Trial starting. Defendant attorney, please enter the courtroom at once.
We're not going to cross-examine Epona in this trial. Because we don't have our ocarina, so we can't call Epona into the court.
Uh-oh, shouldn't have said that stuff about having no chance. Alright, everything will be fine. It's fine. Prosecutor's been playing me for a fool since it's begun, but sooner or later his hearings will be his undoing. Let's head inside.
It's yellow because that's just what the Ace Attorney badge is. It's yellow.
My name is Link. Been a defense attorney for the last 7 years. Won my fair share of cases, and lost some too. This one's personal. So much at stake here. Not only do I have to save Malin's life, I gotta find out who did this to Talon. Talon, he was always so kind. Making me chase those chickens. He didn't deserve this. Need to do him justice. Can't lose this.
Yep, it's Ganondorf. I figured. So that's the judge. Court is now in session for the trial of Malin and Lon Lon Ranch.
Bench is ready, Your Honor.
Dragmire. Was that his last name?
I sincerely doubt that. What were they thinking, pitting me against some pathetic kid?
Pathetic kid? That's what...
Still your tongue. Bring shame upon the fine color of your hair, vile woman.
Oh, putting in some Gerudo lore.
Before long, the world will know the horrible deeds you've committed. Let us not prolong the inevitable. Shall we begin?
Ah, whatever. Now, this court is no place to be exchanging insults. Since prosecution seems ready as well, let's hear their opening statement.
Opening statement shall also be the closing one. The girl did it! It's obvious.
Uh-huh. His full name being Ganondorf Dragmire. Yeah, I guess it just never really comes up.
She killed her own father in cold blood.
I assure you the blood was very warm.
Also, she could have the ranch to herself. Couldn't wait for the old fool to die naturally, could you, you greedy little rat?
Good.
Can't, Your Honor. Can't allow this man to verbally abuse the defendant like this.
Ha! She committed murder, kid. There's every bit of scorn she gets.
I do believe a little less commentary wouldn't go amiss. Bah, whatever. The judge talking down to the prosecutor? That's never happened.
I assure you, old man, you'll change your opinion once you see all of the darn evidence.
Who is this guy? How can he speak to the judge like that?
Ganondorf Dragmire. I think I've been lucky to avoid meeting this man until now.
Stories I've heard about him must be true. Boorish barbarian man of a man hailing from the Gerudo province. Apparently he prides himself on the nearly clean streak he's cultivated for decades.
So he's Von Carmel?
All while disrespecting everyone in the court, including the judge. I've even heard some attorneys refer to him as the King of Evil. Definitely has that look at the very least. Who wears full armor to court?
He's sweating. It's a good thing I'm wearing the blue tunic. I won't drown in my own sweat. Very well, present your case to the court. Don't seem to like me talking. Let's the detective present the basics. Bring Impa of the Sheikah Force to the stand. The Impa is Gumshoe, huh? Fair enough.
Yeah, here we go, the first battle. I don't have my sword. I know Impa, she's quite competent a detective.
Okay, so she's not Gumshoe.
Which worries me. Please let her have made a mistake just this once.
Yeah, any of the competent detectives. Gumshoe does his best. Yeah, I guess Emma. But with less of a goofiness to her. Alright, state your name and whatever it is you pretend to do. You just introduced her as the detective, dude. Also, real quick. I'm gonna look at the medallions real quick. So the light medallion... Yeah, you're right, that is the light medallion. I'm a fool. Although it's missing the little dots. It had little dots, didn't it? No problem, Sivia. Oh, I guess she can't hear me at the moment, but... There we go. Where's the name Dragmire from? Oh, I put the minish somewhere else. Griffey just posted it. It was linked to the past. I guess. Say your name and whatever it is you pretend to do. Now, do I give Impa the Gumshoe voice that I don't remember how to do?
He wasn't always a pig-like demon.
Oh, whoops. The heck? I moved the right stick and it went forward. Any possible change would be for the worse. Stop wasting time. Name and occupation.
Oh, man.
When else am I gonna do it? Very well. I am Impa, head detective of the Sheikah Force, Homicide Division. True for now, at least. Well, what are you waiting for? Start talking! You were the one assigned to this case, so you know all about it. Oh, he is shaking. Hit that desk a little too hard. What calamity has befallen our fair kingdom? Get it? Still can't be bothered to give a proper opening statement? Whatever. Suppose I could do the prosecutor's job for him this time for the sake of an unbiased look. Please go ahead, detective. Incident happened early yesterday morning on Lon Lon Ranch. The local supplier of goods located just south of Castletown. Current owner of the homestead, Dallin, was found dead in his ranch house. Tragic loss of our kingdom for sure. Also, could you not threaten me with a knife? I've seen the man around Castletown a number of times delivering goods. Quite. Owner is a rather important figure to the local community. In any case, we were alerted to the scene of the murder by the Royal Guard who were there on official business.
Official business? What kind? The most official of kinds. The ranch provides the kingdom with vital services, such as horses. To ensure it's operating as it should, as a gesture of appreciation, the crown orders a visitation to the ranch every year. I see. Scheduled annual visit. Continue, detective. When the Sheikah Force arrived, they found the victim bleeding out onto the floor. It was awful. The chickens were pecking away. Next to him is Dollar Malin, breathing but unresponsive. After a thorough investigation, we arrested her as she was deemed the only possible culprit, despite being, asleep beside the dead body. That about covers the gist of what happened.
Very nice and succinct. Keep that up and perhaps you'll keep your job.
Uh-huh. Oh, I don't think good detectives have to worry much about that, given that she is head of the department. Which reminds me, why is the head of detectives herself on a case like this? Were the other detectives unavailable? That would be because I have been assigned this case by order of the King of Hyrule himself. The King himself assigned you? That doesn't happen very often, does it? Did the King of Hyrule have a model? You're correct, Your Honor. I'm not usually involved in field work like this. I've appreciated all the sounds so far. The music, the way they're using the normal Ocarina of Time just noises. Yeah, I know when you look through the window with Zelda, you see Ganondorf like kneeling before the king, but yeah. Hello, Random. Hope you're having a good day. Your dog didn't do anything as far as we know. Talon might have been stabbed by Malin, though. And your dog might be a witness. Or the true culprit. This time, however, the king felt it was necessary because of who was involved. Who was involved? Is the death of a ranch worker really such a concern for the king? Yes? As I said, Long Lawn Ranch is a very important supply of goods, to be sure. But that's not who I meant. Man of the King, one of the top investigators on the job, because it was the royal princess herself who discovered the crime scene. I don't recognize the guy in the top right that's wearing like the little hoodie. I don't know, it's not a hoodie, but... Order! I will have order! The royal princess, Zelda, witnessed the crime?
Ah, and there you have it. This case rides on the own princess's own words. To doubt it would be to doubt your own royalty.
Yeah, this is bad. I can't really object to that.
You can. Just because she wears a fancy dress doesn't mean she knows what happened.
Very well, the princess is testifying today. It's better we don't make her needlessly wait. Detective, please testify exactly about why the defendant was arrested.
And they're using Hylian text, I think.
With great regret that I agree with Dragmire. All the evidence points towards the girl being the culprit, except it doesn't. We determined that the murder definitely took place inside the ranch house. There were only 3 people on the ranch. The victim, the defendant, and the worker who has an alibi for the time of the crime. Uh-huh. The defendant was found unconscious right in front of the victim, who was bleeding out on the floor. It was awful. Furthermore, she was holding the weapon, without a doubt that was used to kill the victim. Seems like such a bright girl. Most unfortunate. Your Honor, I would like to submit these pieces of evidence to the court. First, I have the autopsy report, performed by the Crown's top coroner. Ta-da! Here's what we determined to be the murder weapon, even though it would suck for stabbing people, which we took from the defendant's hands. I saw it happen myself. To make sure we had the correct weapon, we conducted a very thorough investigation. Naturally, we searched everyone and thoroughly examined the ranch and its vicinity. Nothing unusual was found, but to be safe, we also checked the ranch's inventory list to see where anything was missing. This matches the item we found in the ranch exactly, and nothing but the saw had fresh blood on it. That's surprisingly thorough. That does sound quite compelling. Must have been truly terrifying scene.
Dying from a wound made by a weapon like this is extremely painful. I should know. This only helps to prove the defendant's viciousness.
At this rate, they're gonna paint Malin as the heartless monster.
One more thing I feel I should mention for the sake of completeness. Shortly after we arrived at the ranch, a courier showed up to take some milk shipments. Of course, business must go on.
This is the start of this one. Hello, B.
Is this really necessary to enter into evidence, though?
Shipment did up leaving the ranch, so I feel it bears mentioning.
Did the contents check before you let them go?
Naturally. Who do you take us for?
Even though the
worker handling the shipment did get quite worked up about it, we cracked all the boxes open and checked what was inside. In the end, it did turn out to be only milk bottles, so we let him through.
Very well. Thank you all for your thoroughness, detective.
Suspicious.
Yeah, I like how everybody looks so far.
I didn't think Light Medallion guy that I totally remember the name of would look good in purple, but he pulls it off.
So what happens now?
this is where I step in and perform a cross-examination.
Great! How does that work?
Raru. It did start with an R, I think.
Huh?
Could you explain what you're going to be doing?
See, I want to treat this like an actual Ace Attorney game, but this was written by people who love the Ace Attorney games and also would screw with me, so sure, why not?
In this will repeat our testimony. I'll be able to scroll back and forth through the individual statements by pressing A and B or with blah blah blah.
They'll just repeat as many times as you want?
Yeah, that's right. I had to consider every little detail, every nook and cranny. Can't miss a thing. If I want more info about something, I can use L or Z to press the statement and ask the witness about the question.
Grill them for info, like a fresh cow.
The people who wrote the actual games would absolutely mess with people, but the people who know that you're expecting to get messed with would mess with you in a different way, you know? And yeah, they're completely at my whim. I could make them speak forever until they pass out, and then I can go,
see? The testimony didn't hold up in the end. Something changed. So clearly we can't arrest this person.
Might have to present the character profile? Yeah, that would be neat. I expect to.
Yep, since the witnesses come up with an answer on the spot, if they're lying, prompting them for more info could make them slip up. Most importantly, though, if I find something that doesn't line up with the evidence, I can press R to bring up the court record.
The court record is basically a list of all the evidence, right?
Yeah! I can open it at any time if I need to recheck the facts. After choosing and contradicting item, I press up to raise an objection and present my doubt to the court.
I don't know which button that is. I'm using a Switch Pro controller.
I can not only present evidence, but profiles as well.
Well, there you go. There you go, Tronup. You can also present profiles.
Court record contains a list of all the people involved, too. I can switch between evidence and profiles with R. I need to review what's been said recently. I also press start to see a history of messages.
I see. That makes sense.
The defense done whispering.
Sorry.
So upset about it. Why doesn't you just press B to skip ahead?
Oh, okay.
Defense is ready to cross-examine the witness.
Bah, waste of time.
I sincerely hope you're not implying the standard court procedure is a waste of time, Mr. Dragmire. In any case, we're ready, defense. Please begin the cross-examination.
So should I just press everything? Ooh, nice.
Yeah, hold it! What makes you think she's the culprit?
Objection! She's just about to tell you. Keep quiet and listen.
Right. Sorry.
Indeed, as I was saying. Okay, I don't think that one matters.
Hold it. 3 people, you say?
I guess that'd have to be Mr. Ingo.
Objection! Let me stop you before you start getting excited. If you had listened to the rest of what the detective said, you'd notice she mentioned an alibi.
Indeed, we're fairly certain the ranch worker couldn't have been involved.
Well, what is this alibi then?
Might remember I brought up some ongoing milk shipments. Well, the worker, Ingo, was in charge of them. He left the ranch house first thing in the morning and was busy preparing shipments after that.
Is that so?
Surely he could have gotten away with that one. He could have gotten away from that one really quick little murder. What?
Bah! That wouldn't just be a quick little murder, as you crudely put it. You have to have taken steps to hide his involvement, too. Definitely not enough time for that.
Unfortunately, I agree. Preparing shipment is a lot of work. You have to milk all the cows, clean all the bottles, pour the milk into them, arrange them all into crates, and finally load it all up into a wagon. Usually I had to do it together with Father to finish before the courier arrived. Shipments were already ready when we arrived at the ranch. When we checked the boxes, they were all fully loaded with filled milk bottles.
This Ingo was able to do the work of 2 people all on his own? Isn't that a bit odd?
Odd or not, he definitely did just that. Clearly he's a man dedicated to his job. Or perhaps the girl and her father are very inefficient.
The whole thing seems awfully suspicious if you ask me, but no one's asking me, so I guess I have nothing to dispute it with. It doesn't look like I can examine... Oh, wait. Let's see. 15 of March. Rakes, bucket. Yeah, that is Malin, not Crimea. No aliens will be coming down, at least in this court. So what sticks out to me is the 15th of March, because I think this is the 17th. Deep irregular wound made with a sharp metal object. Victim died from loss of blood no later than 8 a.m. Yeah, this one is clean of blood, so... Let's see, is there anything else? Like there was an axe. The heck is a trowel? Amazing question. I don't know. I feel like if I saw it, I'd recognize it, but I don't know what the name means. Oh, it does have the bumps. I just couldn't see it on this stupid dark screen. That's a good picture of Impa. Still no picture of... Okay. Age? Don't ask. And Ganondorf's 59. Malin's 27? I guess that means that Link is also a little older. Because he was only like 17 or 18. Maybe 19. Oh, that's a little check mark to say like, hey, you pressed this already. I don't think even the Ace Attorney games don't do that. Yeah, and Link mentions that he's been studying law for at least 7 years. So, you know.
Malin fainted.
Correct! We couldn't get her to wake up for a long time. Eventually we started administering the healing fairy so she could be questioned. Like a weird combination between a trowel and a shovel. Okay. I don't know what a trowel is either. I'm sure I'd know it if I saw it, but...
Guess finding the body was just that much of a shock, huh?
Ha! Probably just pretending, trying to make it look like she had merely found the body.
In any event... An outdoor spork. I wonder if farmers would be upset if you described it like that.
How can you be so sure of this?
Look at the autopsy report. Deep irregular wounds made with a sharp metal... Are you allowed to handle evidence like that? That was the only sharp implement in the ranch house that could produce such a wound. Except, like, the sides and whatnot. As I already mentioned, we also looked closely at the other sharp things on the ranch. None have recent blood on them.
That still doesn't necessarily mean the saw was the murder weapon. Maybe the real culprit hid the real one.
Oh yeah? Prove it then. Show us the real murder weapon.
I definitely don't have any way to do that. Still, something bothers me about that saw.
You have nothing? What a waste of time. So... I guess I present the saw because it doesn't have any blood on it. Right? Hang on. I need to check something real quick. I'm definitely not cheating. I would never do such a thing. How could you ever suggest that I would cheat? I am curious what the... Oh, I bet the health bar is going to be like a bunch of hearts. They froze the milk into the shape of a knife and then stabbed them with it and then poured the bloody milk back into the bottles. It's the perfect crime. Smooth concrete, laying bricks. Now I kind of just want to look up. What the heck is a trowel? Oh, it's that thing. Yeah, the tiny shovel. And there is a plaster type of trowel that OP is describing. It's different tool, same name. Objection! The music stopped. That's how you know you got it right. Huh. Seems like a fairly large oversight. I just want to make sure of something. I have written on this blank piece of paper here that the state of the saw is currently in how you found at the crime scene. That's correct. That's strange, considering how much the victim bled out and how deep his wound was. Why is there no blood on the supposed murder weapon?
Ha! Is that all you have?
Huh?
Naturally, the prosecutor has an explanation for why the saw is clean. Behold! Claws was found in the defendant's other hand. As you can plainly see, it is stained with blood, and you didn't submit that as evidence? The defendant simply wiped the murder weapon with a futile attempt to hide her involvement.
Objection? Mallory was trying to hide her involvement. Why didn't she just leave the crime scene?
Bah! Obviously, she was trying to hide the body before the royal visitation arrived at the ranch. Unfortunately for her, it just so happened the delegation arrived quite a bit earlier than scheduled. In a panic, she quickly wiped the saw off and pretended to faint to make it look like she just stumbled upon the scene.
Young lady, things are not looking very good for you right now. Judge should not say that. Court accepts the bloodied cloth into evidence.
So, what's the story with this cloth?
Well, as I was doing a final check around the ranch, I noticed that part of the fence around the horse paddock was damaged. Not entirely sure when that happened, but sometimes one of the horses just gets a bit too rowdy, you know? Especially the red one. It can jump over the wall if it feels up to it.
Right.
Anyway, I didn't want to bother Mr. Ingo about it, so I tried to cut up a new rail by myself to patch it up. The saw slipped and I cut my hand open.
Oh, goddesses, are you okay?
It wasn't that bad. It did bleed quite a lot though, so I used the cloth to quickly bandage the wound. Actually going to the ranch house to ask Father to help me with the fence.
Ha! A likely story. Impossible to verify now, of course. Force had to use a fairy on the defendant to get her out of the supposed unconsciousness. I do have to give her some credit. She is a cunning woman. One cunning woman. Not two. She knew that would explain a sudden lack of any wound on her hand.
Oh, why yes, fairies are wonderful.
Just the other day, I slammed my hand with the gavel, and one took the pain off immediately.
Great. Glad to know they're used for such important things.
Yeah, the poor fairies are being abused.
Dang it. Too bad there's no way to tell whose blood's on the cloth.
Yeah, it's not like we have the technology for that.
I do believe the matter's been settled. I'm ready to call my next witness.
Uh-oh. Is that all I can get out of her?
You served your purpose, Sheikah. Begone!
Fine. You'd best treat her highness with respect, or I'll see to it you spend the night in the dungeons, sleeping with the Zoras.
Do not presume to threaten me, Sheikah. A night of darkness and solitude would be nothing but comfort for me.
Is that so? Then perhaps we should fill the dungeon with lit candles for the occasion.
They're glaring daggers at each other. If this doesn't end soon, we're all in trouble.
It could be more great Ace Attorney. It is the ancient past. I'm sure we'll treat the princess with utmost respect, especially me. You may step down, detective.
This case has already made me weary with all the pointless jabber. Time is ripe to deal the final blow. I call Her Highness Princess Zelda of Hyrule to the stand.
Something about her face bothers me. No offense. Something about her head just feels wrong. And we can't stab them all random. We're in court for someone getting stabbed. If I go stabbing everyone, then I'll be accused. Yeah, I think that's it. It's really... They made it a lot rounder. And I don't think that's even the adult Zelda model.
Is something the matter? Why is everyone quiet all of a sudden?
Ah, Your Highness! I believe we're all just a bit uncertain of how to proceed. Quite the honor to have such an esteemed guest in these halls. Bah! The face of the law, the prince is no different from a peasant. Name and occupation, now!
The prosecution will behave. I'll not have any derogatory statements directed toward the princess.
Derogatory? Simply wish not to waste any more time. Must employ proper procedure.
Oh, man.
It's alright, detective. I believe the prosecution does have a point. In the eyes of the law, we are all equals. Except, you know, if I say, kill that man, it'll happen. On this stand, I am just another witness. I should not be getting any special treatment.
Very admirable, Your Highness. We can all rest easy knowing the Hyrule's destined to have such a wise monarch in its future. Yes, indeed. Eagerly await the day when our next ruler takes the throne and reshapes the kingdom in their image.
You flatter me, prosecutor. Now then, I believe I was asked for my name and occupation. I am Zelda, current princess of Hyrule and heir to the apparent throne.
Marvelous, Your Highness. Well, again, I would just like to know, why are you at Lon Lon Ranch to witness this terrible incident?
It's simple, really. Lon Lon Ranch is Hyrule Castle Town's biggest food supplier. Not only that, but the ranch also equips Hyrule's royal guard with the finest of horses.
Yeah, they got the bangs, and like her head is just... She doesn't have a chin. It's just a circle. Or an oval, I guess. And her ears could definitely stab someone. Maybe she's the real murderer. Maybe she tripped and her ear just stabbed Talon in the chest 37 times.
Every year, the royal family makes a visit as a gesture of goodwill and to ensure the quality of the steeds.
I didn't know your horses were used by the royal guard.
Uh-huh. We work hard every year to make sure they're the best possible condition.
Is that brutal?
Father loved to boast about the other ranch owner. About it to the other rancher.
Knowing Talon, I'm sure he did. Oh, I made myself sad.
How unfortunate the ranch may no longer meet the crown's high standards under new management. The royal family has a backup, I trust?
You're looking for one. Naturally, their standards are quite high.
Yes, of course. Now then, please describe what you saw on the day of the incident.
Very well. Here I go.
The scene behind the door.
I arrived at London Ranch a little after 8 a.m., accompanied by the royal guards. I remember being surprised at how quiet everything was. There was nobody there to welcome us. I could sense that something was wrong. I opened the door to the ranch house and went inside. The room was mostly empty. There was a table with some kind of crystal or bottle on top of it. But in front of the table, a terrifying scene was unveiling. The defendant hacked at the ranch owner's chest with a saw she was holding.
That is not true.
I was overcome with fear and I screamed. I'll never forget what I saw that day. Heard that Talon and his daughter were incredibly kind. Cannot believe she would commit such a horrible violence.
What? Oh my! You saw the very moment the victim was killed? There you go, I guess. Decisive testimony. There's no need to doubt the princess's statement. I call for the judge to make a ruling right away.
Objection? Hey now, hold on. I ain't get to cross-examine the witness yet.
You haven't, fool, because there's no need. Do you not hear one word of what I said?
Objection? Didn't you say we should follow all the procedures and treat the princess like any other witness? This is the fence's right.
I hate to say it, but Link is like 100 times more competent than Phoenix was in the first game.
You complete. I believe the defense has a point. They do have every right to perform a cross-examination, no matter who is testifying.
I was kind of looking forward to this part myself. I've only ever read about the court proceeding in the royal library.
That being said, I'll not tolerate any reckless accusations toward the princess. Is that clear? I'll smack you with this gavel. I'll put the symbol of light in your forehead.
Naturally, Your Honor. I'm gonna cross-examine the princess, and I'm gonna end well.
That's kind of in the prosecutor. Seemed like a rather intense outburst.
Well, I do have a guess.
Oh?
Because the princess's status as possible dragmire didn't have an opportunity to discuss her testimony with her. I mean, the testimony is a surprise even to him. This could be my chance.
Before we began, there's one thing that caught my attention. Maybe the princess mentioned seeing some kind of glass bottle at the crime scene. That would be this, I presume.
Yes, that's exactly it.
What is that?
Oh, that's the bottle of perfume Father intended to give to Her Highness when she arrived. Quickly rode out of town to get it at the last moment. Didn't know the princess was coming instead of the king until only 2 hours before the visitation. Oh, how thoughtful. He really did not need to bother himself so. A shame he's dead, and that you murdered him.
As fascinating as all is, the prosecutor doesn't believe it's relevant to the case.
It's good to have a full picture of the crime scene. Defense requests the bottle be accepted into evidence.
Bah! Desperate to latch on to every little thing, are you? Whatever. You can add it to the evidence if it'll make you happy. No skin off my teeth. You have skin on your teeth? In that case, court accept the bottle into evidence. Now then, defense, begin your cross-examination.
Yeah, Link is talking in full sentences, and also competently. They aren't just one or two just word sentences. Can I look at this perfume? Nope, it just says bought before the crimes. Bought before the crime, found at the crime.
Excuse me, princess, but I need to cross-examine your lines.
Hey, I didn't say it, Ganon said it.
These guys were with Their Highness. Why were they not called as witnesses?
We did question the guards, naturally. Apparently they didn't get to see anything relevant.
I was the only one to enter the crime scene. After seeing what was inside, I stood guard and insisted that no one be allowed inside until the Sheikah force arrived.
I'm surprised Impa isn't part of that royal guard, the loyal guard.
I have read that preserving the scene is vital.
Quite correct.
Sure, the guards were absolutely thrilled with this order.
Please proceed, witness.
Have you conducted these royal visitations in the past, Your Highness?
Ah, no, this is my first one. Up until last year, my father was always the one to visit Lon Lon Ranch, and we don't have a model for him, so... However, he decided I had to start preparing for the royal duties that await me, so I was told to do it this time.
Who died? Talon did. I'll show you. This guy. It's me, the owner of the ranch! And they believe that Malin is the one who killed him. So... you'll doubtless see before Madam Lee as a ruler when the time comes.
What happened when you got to the ranch house?
I feel like this one's going to be a useless press, but I'm going to go ahead and...
And? What then? Stop interrupting and let her get to the point. Defense? I believe I was clear by not badgering the witnesses. Jack, need to calm down.
Yeah, I figured that's what would happen.
Pay attention to something like that after seeing Murder Princess?
Well, I spent a rather long time in there waiting for the Sheikah Force to arrive. Plus, that bottle's quite beautiful. It just stood out.
You know, more than the bloodstains.
You were at the exact time of the murder, Your Highness?
That is correct.
That's impossible, you're lying.
Defendant will curb the outburst. You're addressing royalty.
This is really bad. What now?
Accuse Zelda of the crime. That sounds like a bad idea.
Where were the victim and the defendant at this time?
The ranch owner was in front of a little table directly across the entrance door. The defendant was right in front of him, quickly fainted after her attack. A large pool of blood started forming where the victim was. I had a rather good view of the whole scene.
Right.
And unfortunate as it is fortunate that you can see the whole thing in such detail.
Oh yeah, I also added that. You can now object to anything I say, if you want.
That's something else.
You can also tell me to silence. Thanks for the idea, Gum. That's full credit to you. And now I'm quiet. I've been silenced. I thought about making it, like, mute all of the whole stream for a second, but... you can object to the silence and then buy yourself some oxygen. Sorry, the oxygen still doesn't play a noise. I thought about making one that just plays like a little Mimikyu noise. Because I could do that. But I don't know what Mimikyu would sound like breathing. That's about what's outside.
You sure there wasn't anyone else at the ranch, Your Highness?
No, the place looked empty. Although I did later see a worker pull up a loaded wagon when a courier came asking about milk shipments. He caused a little bit of a scene when the Sheikah Force started inspecting it. That worker must have been somewhere else in the ranch, I suppose.
The ranch is pretty large. Said worker going to be inside the building on the other side. Quite understandable she wouldn't have seen him until later.
Yeah, it really doesn't give me a lot to work with. Should I ask something else?
Should I accuse her of the crime? That sounds like a terrible idea, but it does sound funny. Someone gasping for air. Yeah, that definitely wouldn't get annoying every single time someone buys oxygen.
Well, if you were the one alone, how can we know you didn't do it?
Accusing the princess? Pathetic. Defense is truly grasping at straws. You fool. You think a child could overpower a grown adult, one who does hard manual labor every day? Besides, why would the princess even want to take the life of a measly ranch owner? And not just any ranch owner, one that the crown had a most successful business relationship with. Idiotic. Simply idiotic.
Well, maybe the crown wanted the ranch for themselves?
Has the defense defense lost their mind? Cease this line of questioning immediately. Perhaps a penalty will disabuse the defense from further unsubstantiated accusations.
Oh, yep, it's hearts.
No, it's fine. No, perhaps the defense wants to bid farewell to their head. Few traitors are dealt with swiftly these days.
Yeah. I extend my most sincere apologies. Don't know what came over me.
Nonetheless, I believe a penalty is still very much warranted.
Yeah, that was a stupid thing to say. Yeah, I knew it was going to be a stupid thing to say, but I'll take the penalty.
There is definitely something off about her statement, though. Should I ask something else? You sure you got a good look then, Your Highness? You didn't look away in a panic?
Princess was very brave to take control of the situation the way she did. No need to doubt what she saw.
Yeah, I suppose that what she did was admirable.
If only I arrived earlier. Your Highness, don't blame yourself for this. If you arrived earlier, you could have been the one that got attacked.
Ha! So you would have lashed out at anyone trying to stop you, huh? Despicable.
That's not what she meant, and you know it. Princess, please go on.
Very well. I feel like at this point the princess should also be like, well, that seems like a very sincere thing to say.
Trust your heart, Your Highness. You know Malin didn't do this.
What nonsense. Her heart? What do organs have to do with anything? I don't have one and I'm fine. Oh, of course, evidence of testimony be danged. Just because we feel the defendant must be innocent. Oh, well, if you're sure, then I declare today's verdict. Have you gone senile, old man?
That was a good shocked expression.
It was a joke. Much like arguments the defense has been presenting.
Can't believe the princess would lie like this.
Yeah, it really is shocking.
You don't believe her, right? Even if she's the princess, that means nothing. I didn't do it.
Trust authority or your best friend. I need something very concrete to disprove what the princess is saying.
Do I present the saw again? Yeah, she's my boss most of the time, but... I could feel my non-existent heart stopping as soon as you said that. Senile old man. No later than 8 a.m. When did you arrive? Ah, I see. Well, there you go then. Alright, that seems correct, but I am often wrong about these things. Or... I'm concerned that I'll be presenting it to the wrong one. Whoops, I pressed the wrong one. I have to do this before I can exit this part. That's true. I shouldn't worry so much. I just don't want to look dumb. But, you know, unless I die horribly, we should be fine.
Your Honor, Your Highness, I believe I found something that doesn't quite match up with the facts.
How dare you question the princess? This is... Would you shush? You let the defense speak, prosecutor.
I think I see why you so desperately wanted to prevent this cross-examination now. Your Highness, you say that you arrived at the ranch shortly after 8 a.m., correct? Yeah, the visit was scheduled for 8:30 exactly, but we were quite a bit early. I see. That makes something you mentioned quite impossible. Stated by the autopsy report, the victim definitely died before 8 a.m. Couldn't have seen the defendant attack the ranch owner when you arrived. Because the victim was already dead by then.
Order! Order! You think I would have known that?
You really caught her on a lie.
Your Highness, what is the meaning of this? While I wholeheartedly respect and serve the crown, I will nonetheless not tolerate lies in my court.
I have not lied, I suppose I did not see the exact moment it happened. I still only thought I did. Princess, this is a matter of life and death. Mostly death. I definitely saw the defendant there, though, along with the body. There's no one else who could have done it. I remember all the other details correctly. Bodies on the floor, the pool of blood. You have to believe me.
Perhaps it would be best if Her Highness provides us her testimony.
Yeah, that's not good. Still not enough to doubt to overturn this testimony. I have to find something else, or this case will be over.
He was a ranch owner before he was a father. What I actually saw, huh?
I'm sorry for embellishing the truth a little bit. Did not see the actual moment of the attack. But it had to have happened shortly before I went to the ranch house. Miss Malin and her father are the only ones that seen the crime. She must be the culprit.
Uh-huh.
I see. You only saw the aftermath of the scene, not the actual crime being committed. Very well. Hopefully there are no issues in your testimony this time. Defense, time for your cross-examination.
Naturally, Your Honor. Magmire still looks pretty angry, but you didn't expect such a blatant contradiction to pop up. I can just find another one like that, the princess's testimony would become completely untrustworthy in the eyes of the judge.
Interesting that he's being referred to as Dragmire only. You're not Ganondorf. I won't press with that one.
In that case, it can't be conclusively proven that the defendant did it.
Defense, you just exhaust your singular brain cell in that last contradiction you found. There's death mountains worth of evidence pointing to the defendant. Just because no one saw the actual moment of the crime doesn't mean anyone else could have done it.
That's exactly what that means. You're making a death mountain out of a death molehill.
Wow. That probably exists somewhere. Pooh.
How can you be so sure of that, Princess? Well, when I entered the ranch house, the victim still had the murder weapon embedded into his body.
What?
It was obvious that that means, is it not? Killer did not even have enough time to try and hide the weapon. Yes, might have seen the murder firsthand, but I must have been very close to doing so.
Oh my, seemed like a very important detail. I think it'd be advisable for Her Highness to amend her testimony.
Certainly, Your Honor.
Interesting. Magmire certainly doesn't look very happy about this development, does he? Thinking about it, I just know why.
I'm gonna press this. Maybe she'll say what the murder weapon was.
Doesn't necessarily mean the client was the one who did it, though. What if someone else snuck in before Malin and the princess arrived?
Well, I suppose.
Ludlod Ranch surrounded by high walls. The only way in is through self-locking gate, and also a horse. Not very many people could have the key to the gate, just the personnel and the crowd.
Yeah, someone could have forced their way in.
Bah! You wish to propose such a possibility, you must sustain it with evidence.
Do you have any proof that another person showed up at the ranch before the princess?
Do I?
No, not really.
I don't. I don't have anything of the sort. Must be another angle I could attack this from.
Well, witness, the defense is wisely chosen to stay silent. Please continue your testimony.
Hey, just because you're wise doesn't mean you're smart, OP. Objection! That's exactly what that means. It has to be that one. It was in her hand.
Believe I found another reason to doubt the witness's words. Seems the prosecution sees what I'm getting at here. There was a bloody cloth discovered at the scene of the crime. Prosecution has argued before that it was used to wipe the saw clean. Princess saw the saw lodged in Talon's body, and the crime scene was left intact. Then it couldn't have been wiped! Well, Prosecutor Dragmire, care to explain?
It fell out onto the cloth, and it slid through the cloth and became clean. This is most perplexing. Your Highness, are you sure that's what you saw? You saw the saw? Well, maybe the princess decided to pull the sword out in a valiant yet futile attempt to save the victim.
And then wipe the blade clean?
That would be almost like framing the defendant.
Of course I didn't know such thing. I made sure the crime scene stayed intact. I think. I guess I must have made up the memory about the saw sticking out of Mr. Talon as well.
Which character did that all the time? An Ace Attorney.
What are we doing? You idiotic girl!
No, Larry didn't make up memories. He just kind of exaggerated. I don't know if he was ever like, oh, I guess that didn't happen. It was more like he, made a death mountain out of a death molehill.
You wouldn't realize what you've done through your bumbling.
I'm sorry. I was just...
Boo. It might have been Maggie Bird.
I was just so excited to stand as a witness in court just this once. Whenever I tried telling my father about anything, he always seemed so disinterested. Just this once I wanted to feel listened to. Defended it is clear that she did it. I just didn't see what she said. I just wanted to play a larger part in their capture. So sorry for the trouble I've caused you all.
Who's the guy on the top right? The one by Chicken Girl. It's not Andrew. This is Chicken Girl.
Your Highness, the court is no place for silly games. As it stands, I'm afraid we'll have to strike your statements from the court record completely.
Yes, I did it. Prosecution lost their key witness. No, please wait.
It might have been Lotta. Old Bag was more like just stubborn about seeing the stupidest things.
I saw that guy walk by me and it's just a guy in a suit. Well, it must have been him.
I have more to say. I was talking about the crime scene. I still have not testified about what I saw afterwards.
Bah! Why should we care about that? Best that you leave and stop damaging my case with your idiocy.
Even if you're not interested in my words, you might be interested in the evidence I found.
What?
Huh?
Evidence?
Of course.
While the Sheikah force investigated inside the ranch house, I looked around the rest of the ranch on my own.
Sheikah, did you know about this?
Huh. Of course I did. Did I know about that? You did? Question mark?
I'll have your head for this.
Order! Order! What is the meaning of this, detective? Why have you withheld this from the court? It's quite simple. Princess specifically requested to present her finding on her own. Pain.
What? And you agreed to this? Court is not some playground where children decide when evidence should be presented just because they have a crown,
said Ganondorf, who held back evidence just because he felt like it.
Being rude about it, but can't help but agree with Dragmire on this one. Also, I don't really buy this story. No way Impa would have allowed this.
Believe me, I wasn't thrilled with the request either. However, after seeing the evidence in question, I didn't think it'd be all that important to the case. He acts like one, Mimikyu. So I'd let the princess have her fun.
This is highly, highly irregular. I'm not sure how to feel about this. Prosecutor? Bah, naturally I object to this nonsense. Detective thinks it's relevant, then it's probably just a waste of time. All the evidence points to the defendant. Still clear she did it, even without a witness at the scene. I see. Defense?
I think it's like... Hang on, can I check? Oh, it is not older Zelda. She is 14. Something about this timeline's a little weird. Because I'm pretty sure Link and Zelda were the same age. Also, that picture gave her a chin, but at the cost of most of her head shape. He did call her a child, but he's 59, Griffey. He calls everyone under 40 a child. That's just how they are. What do we do?
If you object to presenting the evidence, then Dragmire loses his key witness. Plus, whatever the princess presents could be bad for our case, too.
So we should agree with the prosecution? No! That's worse than being thrown in jail, Link!
On the other hand, we don't really have much to go on. It could be our only lead left.
Well, don't keep us waiting. Surely you won't throw away all the progress you've made thus far.
What do I do?
I mean, we need more evidence, right?
Really hope this one's the right choice. Defense requests the evidence be presented.
What?
I agree the situation is irregular. We should still examine all the evidence available. It'd be silly to dismiss it as irrelevant without even seeing what it is.
I do believe you have a point, defense. However, I must warn you. In order to admit this piece of evidence into the court record, Princess's statement that she found it must be admitted as testimony along with everything else she might say.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm well aware. Defense wishes to give the princess just one more chance.
Of all the idiotic... No. Order! Hey, well then, Your Highness, please testify once more about the new piece of evidence you found during your own investigation.
Thank you. I will not let you down this time. I promise.
Princess should understand the gravity of the situation at hand now. That Goron could fall on her at any time. Let's hope this new evidence isn't damaging to our case.
So anyway, I found a video of Malin stabbing her dad, like, in the chest when she was a child, and it was pretty messed up. Wish to express my heartfelt apologies on mistakes in the earlier testimony. Upon entering the ranch house, I saw the defendant pass out in front of the victim who was bleeding out. I stood guard at the entrance of the ranch until the Sheikah force arrived. Once the Sheikah started investigating the crime scene, I decided to take a look around the ranch. While I was walking near the silo, I noticed a strong odor in the air. I had to stop to see where it was coming from. Followed the scent and followed a burned-out fire nearby and a small, nearly empty bottle of lamp oil. I of course took the bottle straight to the head detective. Yeah, not a video, a magic fairy dust recollection. And there it is, the oil bottle I found. Is something wrong?
Oh no, this might actually be completely irrelevant.
Yes, well, of course there is, foolish girl. That has nothing to do with anything. Your great finding some random fire on the ranch? Please, what next? Are you going to declare every rake on the premises as suspicious?
I mean, you could stab someone with it.
Prosecution will calm down.
This is bad. Your Honor, despite the fact the evidence might not seem to add anything at the moment, defense still asserts its right to cross-examination. Some straws have been grasped.
Some straws of straw.
Why must you insist on this charade, defense? Prince has merely recounted the same view of the crime scene as the head detective. You haven't been able to find any contradictions in her statements.
Yeah, I believe there might be a way the Prince's new evidence into the case.
Ridiculous.
Is it? I've done dumber things in this court.
Regardless of what the prosecution thinks, the defense does have a right to cross-examination. It's like practically the only right that's ever respected. Court admits the oil bottle into evidence.
Cool.
Just really hope this isn't a complete waste of time, defense, for both your own sake and your clients. My findings.
Anything happened during that time?
No, not that I recall. The guards did occasionally protest and ask me to let them take over, but I held my stance. A battle stance. I know karate.
While commendable in theory, staying in the same room with a dangerous killer isn't very wise. What if she woke up and lashed out at you? Sweet highly up above!
I thought that thought did not occur to me.
Bah, of course not. Foolish girl.
But the guards still did stand close by. I would have been safe.
Wonderful to see how much faith your princess has in our royal guard.
Yeah, of course I do. In any case, or at least with this case.
You didn't just go home?
The royal visitation was supposed to be a lot longer. Father was not expecting us back at the castle until much later. He came to the ranch to examine the horses, so I suppose I could at least do that in the meantime.
How long did it take the Sheikah to arrive at the scene?
It does not take very long to make a trip from Hyrule Castle Town to Lon Lon Ranch. Can't imagine it was more than 20 minutes.
That is pretty fast. They are ninjas. Rather than the fact that the princess is involved to help speed it up.
Slowpokes. I'll be there in half that time. Running backwards even. Maybe even sliding from the explosion of a bomb. Suppose no surprise, though. Hylian horses are naturally inferior to the fine Gerudo steeds.
It is a good line, and hello, Sylvia. Does Epona go faster if she's going backwards?
Don't bother, he's just trying to rile you up. What was the smell like?
Oh, it was awful. A really terrible stench.
Surely you don't mean to say that you found the smell of the horse manure suspicious?
Do not be ridiculous. Smell's not coming from the horses. Okay, they had a pointless press.
Fire, huh?
Now, let me remind you, defense, that there's any number of reasons why a fire could have been there. Still feel the cold grasp of death early in the morn.
Princess, how long would you estimate the fire had been out before you found it?
Ah, right. There was still smoke rising out of the ashes, so it must have been put out recently.
Around the time of the crime.
So someone prepared their breakfast there. I repeat, this fire's irrelevant.
They have stoves, right? Maybe? Or like a place to make food.
You realize the same thing I did. Now who was it? Who could have lit the fire anyway?
It would have to have been the ranch worker who was putting the milk shipments together at the time. It's almost certainly him. If you really want to ask about this little barbecue, you might get your wish soon.
Doesn't sound like it was very appetizing. Anything concrete to pin on him, he'll just be able to brush it off.
Right, and she allowed you to present it?
Well, I was the one who found it, and instead I was going to the trial anyway.
Utter ridiculousness.
Yes. Please make this the last time you do something like this, Your Highness. Proper procedures exist for a reason. Mostly for the prosecution to ignore them and constantly complain. Yes, I understand.
Any idea whether there'd be a fire at the ranch that day?
No, it's pretty odd.
Sounds like it's definitely worth looking into. Although it'll be hard to link it to the crime anyway. But hey, that's my name. That's what I'm good at. Situations like these, getting as much info as possible is probably my best bet.
So I guess I pressed the other ones. Because I didn't really see anything.
Don't need to press the princess on her apology. You already wasted the chance to throw out her testimony.
Yes, defense. Please get to the point.
Yikes.
Jeez. I wasn't expecting to be shut down immediately.
Anything else in the room?
Only the beautiful little crystal bottle I mentioned before. House is rather barren. Most of our things are on the top floor, so the downstairs room is mostly used for ranch business these days. And, you know, Father's stupid find the special chickens game.
The occasional game, yep.
Ah, of course. Dad's famous Kuko game.
Ah, the good old days.
Is the defense done reminiscing? Be plenty of time to do that when the defendant is behind bars.
I'm just trying to distract myself from the fact there's nothing to latch onto here.
Defense, I believe that's enough. Doesn't seem like you're getting any closer to finding the connection between the fire and the crime at all.
No, I suppose not, Your Honor.
Naturally. I've said this is a waste of time from the beginning.
In that case, the cross-examination is over. Thank you for your time, Your Highness. I assume you have no more revelations to share with us? No, I do not. Really thought the fire would be important.
Leave my sight.
Enough! Your Highness, if you allow me to escort you back to Hyrule Castle, I'll get you a new Gerudo rug. Very well.
Now that the princess's little game is over, we should move this along. Prosecution stance is still the same, of course. Maintaining the evidence on its own isn't enough to convict the defendant.
Do believe I'm nearly ready to hand down my verdict.
Objection. But, Your Honor, nothing in the definitively shows that Malin committed the crime. This is all circumstantial. No way she could kill her own father.
Oh, that's an excellent point, defense. Prosecution has yet to elaborate on the defendant's motive. Patricide is not something a person can convince lightly.
Bah! I did briefly touch on the subject during my opening statement. Besides, I killed my own mothers. I tried to do it more than once, but they keep coming back. But naturally, prosecution is fully prepared to elaborate on the matter. I'd like to call in my third witness.
It has to be that ranch worker, who's definitely the criminal.
Before calling him, though, the prosecution requests a brief recess to prepare.
I thought you said you were already prepared. Maybe he has to double check his new witness won't pull anything like the princess did. Anything weird like the princess did.
Very well, do believe a break would benefit us all. I could be hydrated. Court will reconvene after a 15-minute recess. Court is adjourned. Click. March 17th, 11:17 a.m. Not going all that well, is it? You'll notice that wasn't a question.
I think that went about as well as it could have, actually, given the circumstances. We exposed the worst of the princess's testimony was untrue.
Can't believe she'd just make up stuff like that.
Yeah, that was surprising. Still, the issue is that we didn't manage to shake the core of the argument. If only there was anyone else in that house.
Now, no need to look so glum, chum. I figured.
Detective, aren't you supposed to be escorting the princess back?
The carriage is being prepared. Thought I'd drop by in the meantime. Really managed to make the Dragmire furious, you know.
Have?
If you listen carefully, you might just be able to hear him ranting over there in the prosecutor's lobby. Okay. Ah, is that what that was? I thought it was a bird dying in the distance. Really giving his upcoming witness a grilling. Expect him to shut you down as fast as he can.
And I'd be worrying if I had anything you could shut down in the first place, I guess.
Oh, but you do.
What do you mean?
Oh, come on now. Talking about the princess's grand discovery, of course.
The fire? I wasn't able to do anything with that. Really think it's relevant?
Don't get me wrong, at present I'm convinced the girl did it. I'm gonna point the knife right at her. He investigated and came to this conclusion for a reason. But I'm willing to explore every possibility. That fire is definitely a bit strained. I dare say it may be your only way out of this. May be bold. If I may be so bold, I think you should press the next witness on that topic hard. What is that knife from, too? And the only other person working on the ranch at the time is the only one who could have lit that fire. If he's hiding something, I think the court deserves to know.
And yeah, the next testimony is about the motive. It's gonna be difficult to bring up the fire again with Dragmire objecting.
You have to make it work. It's not my problem.
Much as I don't like it, she's right.
Really isn't a whole lot else going on here.
Well, thank you.
Don't mention it. One last thing. You, ranch girl. Don't know your name. Try not to hold that testimony against the princess. Believe me, I'm sure she was acting with the best of intentions in mind. You know the road to Dark Realm was paved with those, right? Okay. Perhaps. It was definitely a serious lapse of judgment, one she will live to regret. Part of this comes from the fact that she's rather sheltered and inexperienced. After a sudden death of her older sister last year, she was thrust into the role of the heir very suddenly.
That's right, mysterious death of the firstborn Princess Zelda.
Is that the king?
Hyrule still grieves at the events of that day, and yet no one knows exactly what happened. Void of information, conspiracy theorists run amok, people blaming the royal guard, the Sheikah, and even the king himself.
So, I guess that explains why Zelda's so young, because she's the second one. Princess will soon have a whole kingdom's worth of troubles on her shoulders. Big reveal. Zelda is not actually the first Zelda. For a kingdom with a history of turbulent as ours, it's a lot to handle. Also, you know every princess is named Zelda. Makes family dinners real awkward. Hey Zelda, could you pass the butter? Which Zelda are you talking to? We'll never know.
Princess' conduct today probably won't help with the distrust some people have of the crown right now, though.
She's wise beyond her years. Got the wisdom piece and everything. She will learn and she will be better. Simply ask that you don't think of her as an enemy, whatever comes of this trial. She does not need more than she already has.
Ah, she's so intense. Never expected to see him, but get so emotional. Guess that's all why she decided to take the blame for the princess's impromptu investigation.
Detective Impa. What's up? What is it, soldier? I'm quite busy at the moment, so please be quick, okay, pal? Investigation team back at the ranch has sent word of a new development. Something about the milk shipment being returned to the ranch because of a wrong recipient address? Asking you to come over to see it. Oh, those idiots. I don't have time for this. Send someone else. I have to escort the princess back to the castle. Roger. That did remind me, though. Took this bottle of milk from a couple guards who were slacking on the job earlier. Here, ranch girl. Perhaps it'll help calm your nerves somewhat. Not to worry, it's still unopened. Oh? Thank you. What character wanted milk? In Ace Attorney, there was a character who... It was, the magician guy from the clown one. That's right. I don't know why I remember that of all things, but there was, like, here's some milk from your family ranch to help calm your nerves. or something stupid like that.
That's nice of her. Too bad those guards, though. Too bad for those guards, though.
Now then, I believe the princess's carriage should be prepared by now. If you excuse me. Whoosh. I slide this way.
I think I'm so nervous right now. Milk has just lost its flavor. Huh? Lost its flavor? Well, milk is always so tasty. Sure it's just nerves? Let me try some. Okay. Huh? You're right. Assume this would have come from one of yesterday's shipments? Probably. With the investigation at the ranch, there wouldn't be any today, so... Maybe it just isn't fresh? No, I don't think so. Doesn't really taste as if it's gone bad. Also, the guard said that yesterday's shipments were misaddressed, didn't he? This was all handled by Ingo, wasn't it? I think there's something odd going on. I'm gonna make some notes about this in the court record.
How many times can you drink milk from a bottle?
Defense, court's about to reconvene. Escort your client back to the courtroom at once. I will continue standing here, doing nothing.
Comes down to this. The conclusion's approaching. Time to turn this situation around.
Oh, I recovered health. Oh, because I drank milk. Even if it was bad, it was still good enough to recover a heart. Court is back in session for the trial of Malin of Lon Lon Ranch. Trust the prosecution's final witness is ready.
Naturally, I've personally seen that there will be no foolishness this time around.
Hopefully his ears are intact.
As we discussed before the recess, having established the opportunity and means for the defendant to have committed the murder, only one matter remains, the matter of motive. For, naturally, such a heinous crime couldn't be the result of mere happenstance. Prosecution believes the defendant had a deep desire that pushed her into patricide. The next witness can shed light on the matter.
Fascinating. Very well, please proceed.
Prosecution calls the ranch worker Ingo to the stand.
It's funny to see Mr. Ingo in such fancy clothes. Oh? Yeah, he almost always just wears his work dungarees. Almost like looking at a different person. I guess he wanted to dress up for court and he wouldn't want to get a nice outfit dirty by working in it.
Quiet, defense!
I wasn't saying anything. That was a thought bubble.
Witness, state your name and occupation.
I need to think for a second.
Yeah, Your Honor.
No, that wasn't it. I'm trying to think of what I usually do for the Luigi voice.
Your Honor, Great Honorable Prosecutor. My name is Ingo. I mine the Lon Lon Ranch. Yahoo! Mario is dead. Mild? What does that mean? Or mine? What does that entail exactly? I'm mostly here to work on the structures and equipment. The owner and his daughter are ones who tend to the animals and take care of the orders.
How long have you been working at the ranch?
It'll be several years at this point. Yeah, there have been others who came and went, but I, Ingo, have preserved through all the hardships. Sounds like he wants a medal for it.
Well, he does get a bit pompous at times, but Mr. Ingo really is a great help. He built the ranch's silo single-handedly.
Oh, that's some dedication.
Very well. Given you're clearly an important employee, you are privy to some inside information. Is that correct?
Ah, yes. The ranch owner has shared all the big plans with me. He trusted me implicitly. We were practically brothers. He used to say we were like big family. That sounds lovely. That sounds like a red flag that you're going to be getting loads of unpaid overtime.
Evidently, not every member of your so-called family felt the same way, though, did they?
It hurts to do this, but I have no choice. I hear my story, Honorable Court of Law. Needed him dead for a ghost to haunt this mansion idea I have. Just a couple days ago, the owner, Talon, partly signed the ranch over to his daughter, Malin. Talon became the life tenant. with Malin meant to inherit all of his assets after his death. As long as Talon lived, Malin could not sell the ranch. It's simple, isn't it? The girl killed Talon to get full ownership and leave the digging ranch life behind. It's appalling how ungrateful she is after all Talon did for her.
And there you have it. Testimony from a man who just lost everything. Truly tragic to witness yet another family torn apart by greed. We have evidence. We have the defendant caught red-handed at the scene of the crime, and now we have the motive.
Objection! She was not caught red-handed. Her hands were wiped clean. You said that yourself. How do we know he's telling the truth?
Bah! I have, of course, verified the witness's testimony. As per the law, all inheritance documents must be filed at the Castletown Notary Office to be considered valid. I saw fit to prepare this for the trial. You'll notice that it's blank. The prosecution would like to submit the Lon Lon Ranch inheritance document into evidence.
Okay. Mr. Ingo, why would you...
You should pass judgment now, Judge. Defense has nothing.
Objection! I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A few more details I feel irrelevant. But of course, ask whatever you like. I, the hard-working Ingo, can handle it. Oh boy. Very well, defense, please begin.
It's hard to switch between so many voices. Especially when I don't know what the heck I'm doing.
Adios. How long ago was this exactly? 3-4 days. I'm not sure the exact date. It had been planned for a long time.
Thanks, Sophie.
Talon was getting on in years. Better take care of the matter sooner than later, eh? Malin? He is telling the truth. Father and scheduled a visit to the notary office about a week ago. What do you mean by partly, witness?
Actually, should I read the thing? Malin will inherit the ranch if she is unable. Divide the deed between the crown and the remaining employees. Okay.
Malin hadn't become the ranch owner yet? Why, of course not. Have you heard all the stories making the rounds recently? Oh, many ungrateful brats throwing all their old folks into retirement home the moment ownership signed off to them. Talon was no fool. I myself convinced him that it was the safer option. The girl was up to chicanery. He could always revert to his decision. That's horrible. I'd never do that. Imagine I'd like to believe that. You did much worse by killing him. Children these days, you feed them, you raise them, and they pull a stunt like this as soon as you give them an inch over yourself.
I must concur. The younger generation is horrible. Why, just last week, my younger sister tried to stab me in the back. Just because I took her silver gauntlets.
Why did you look at me while saying that? Anyway, what I meant was... Why would Malin want to sell the ranch right now? Why wouldn't she want to? Why would a pretty little girl like her want to work on some dingy ranch? She'd have it much better if she sold the old place and used the money to move to Castletown. That's not true. I love working with the animals. I wouldn't leave them for anything. Wah! He's often slacking on the job while I, the hard-working Ingo, have to cover for her. I guess the Diku nut doesn't fall from the Diku tree, as they say. That Talon loved to sleep on the job, too. Oh, I do recall a funny story about the Lon Lon ranch owner blocking the side of the entrance of Hyrule Castle for an entire day once. The guards couldn't wake him up. It was a particularly vocal Kuko, though. It took a particularly vocal Kuko, apparently.
Ah, jeez. I was there for that. It was an awful time. Especially because I had to just walk around and wait for that stupid egg to hatch.
And there you go. I am the real reason why the ranch is so renowned. Me, the hard-working Ingo.
Link, that's not true at all.
I know.
How do I stop this? Yeah, it's like, oh man, that was like so long ago.
You think Malin would go that far? I don't want to think it, but clearly, the events speak for themselves, don't they?
I wouldn't she just wait a few more years then?
Alan was getting older. Perhaps she knew more and more that work would be piling onto her. But really, how am I supposed to know? Ask her!
That's alright. Well, Malin didn't want to work. Wouldn't she have done this earlier? As Talon's only child, she'd still inherit the ranch.
Moo-ha-ha! Who laughs like that? Come on. He's been hanging out with the cows too much.
That's where you're wrong. For a long while, Talon had planned to split the ranch between the girl and the crown. He was a patriotic man. He knew how much those horses meant to the royal guard. I wish he hadn't changed his mind now.
Is there a cow fruit where someone laughs by mooing?
Is this true?
Yeah, Father's previous inheritance document did work that way.
How admirable! Guess the familiar bonds won over his drive to help the kingdom. Truly a shame.
Yeah, naturally, the girl wanted the whole thing. Should she bide at a time?
I think this visually explains the timing. Let's continue, shall we?
Objection! Wait just a moment. There's one more problem with the timing I'd like the witness to explain. Why would Malin have planned to murder the very day of the royal visitation, specifically? More people around means more witnesses. I think he would have chosen any other day.
Oh, I forget to mention this. I overheard Talon arguing with her that very morning. He was telling her he changed his mind again. He was planning on telling the king that he'd be signing the ranch over to the crown. After the visitation was over, he'd head to the castle town to change the inhabitants back to his original split.
What?
Well, we know that's not true.
Despite the victim's wishy-washiness, it appears he didn't make the right choice in the end. Because of that choice, if the defendant wanted to get the ranch, she had no time to waste that day.
Is that true too?
Absolutely not. Father wasn't planning to do that, and there was no argument either.
What to do about this argument then?
Sticking with the if you have to add it to the testimony, it's relevant gimmick. There's a moo-hee-hee? What's that?
Arguing about the inheritance sounds like an important fact to me. Friends request to be added to the testimony. Very well. Witness, please do so. I'd be happy to, Your Honor.
I mean... There's a whole... Of course there is. Of course there's a wiki page about every single kind of laugh in One Piece. I'm gonna present the thing. The music didn't stop, we failed.
Got you now!
What? Adio.
I knew a simple ranch worker couldn't concoct a flawless story. Found a gaping hole in it.
Link, are you playing such ranch workers are stupid?
That's not what I meant.
On the other hand, certain attorneys definitely are, since you just presented it as entirely meaningless. It was worth it to see the failure thing.
Oh sure, just gang up on me. About what time did this happen?
First thing in the morning. I was heading back to the silo and start the day's work. I just walked out of the front door in the ranch house when I heard someone yelling right behind me.
You remember any specifics about what was said?
Ah, yes. Surprised me enough that I stopped to listen for a moment. Oh, like... I'm real sorry, Marlin, but the important thing is to make sure the king will always have a steady supply of quality horses. I don't care. What about me, father? How could he do this to me?
His impressions are impeccable.
Marlin, this isn't just about you. It's for the good of the entire kingdom. But what am I supposed to do? I can't move up in life and I'm stuck in this dump of a ranch forever. I thought you loved the ranch. All the animals are here, and Ingo's always around to help with chores too. He's pretty great, isn't he? Yeah, Ingo's awesome, but I still hate you for this. This isn't over. What a stirring reenactment.
I will keep my thoughts on the witness's acting skills to myself.
No way this actually happened, though. Malin would never want to sell the ranch.
Well, of course she'd say that now, you buffoon. Remember, she's under suspicion of murder. Can't trust a thing she says.
Well, I trust her. The judge probably doesn't right now, and that's unfortunately what matters. Do I have anything in court record that can refute this story?
You're asking me, this whole inheritance issue could have been avoided if the crown wasn't so soft.
In Gerudo Desert, there'd be no question the fortress may seize whatever it desires.
That's just messed up.
No matter. Continue your testimony, farmhand. Share with us the true nature of the defendant.
Okay. I'm not sure which one to present. Is there something I'm overlooking? I can also present characters, but I don't know if that's really relevant. Schmarmy man who works on the ranch. Usually he's in his work clothes, but today he's dressed up nicely for court. I also thought Ingo was his brother. Like how he's just deceased. No age, just deceased. His age is over. Well, I'll look at this one.
Oh, objection! No, you hold it! That man gave everything for her. She's gotten so many expensive presents over the years. Just look at that golden necklace she's wearing. That man spoiled her rotten. In fact, I think I saw another present he was meaning to give her on the day he was killed. Another gift? Why, yes, a little bottle of perfume, I believe. It's horrible! That town was such a kind man. What happened to him is despicable. That last statement important?
Oh.
Your Honor, the defense wishes to add a statement about the perfume to the testimony.
Bah! What are you doing? Trying to implicate the defendant even harder?
I think it's important detail.
The perfume is irrelevant. But I suppose the prosecution has no objections to strengthening our case.
Very well, witness. Please add what you just said to your testimony.
Though there were two different ones. Okay, so now we present the perfume, right? Yes, the music stopped. That means we are victorious.
Witness! What is it? Just to confirm, you say that this bottle of perfume was bought from Malin by her father, correct? What else would it be for? I assure you, Talon wasn't the type to indulge in perfumes. Far from it. Man stank like a horse. You're wrong, witness. Oh, is that so? Was the ranch owner truly a perfume connoisseur?
No, Your Honor. I mean, maybe, but
this bottle of perfume was brought for the princess.
And so what, defense? Sure, it's technically a contradiction, but what is the purpose of this bottle change?
Yes, defense, I admit I'm confused as well. Please explain why this point is important. Early in the trial, Malin mentioned the Talon bought a perfume in preparation at the last minute. Isn't that right, Malin? It sure is. We had a gift for the king prepared when the news arrived that it would actually be the princess making the visitation. Father quickly rode out into town to get a new gift. And then it puts one thing into question.
Talon's taste in gifts. I'm going to look at it. I know it's wrong. I'm gonna save a thing. There we go.
Giving someone free was a very rude gesture. It practically says you smell terrible straight to the face. This is what were Talon's true intentions. Did he perhaps intend to offend the crown by ending their partnership? This bottle of perfume calls no good character the victim into question. Is that true?
I get bottles of cologne every year for my birthday. Does everyone truly... Bah, what nonsense. We are in a court of law. Your personal opinions of what makes good gifts are irrelevant. Regularly receive the finest Gerudo perfumes myself. Noting that someone of my caliber would smell unpleasant is simply preposterous. Your Honor, I request the defense be penalized for this blatant disregard for the court's time. For once, I agree with the arrogant prosecutor. Please don't say such judgmental things, Link. Hey, whose side are you on here? Court seemed to be in agreement, defense. Be more mindful of the things you say. It wasn't wrong, though. If someone hands you deodorant or perfume or whatever, they are objectively saying that you stink.
Someone moves around the ranch are put into serious doubt.
Someone's?
Why don't keep us waiting then, defense? Who is this person? Naturally, the person who becomes suspect is...
I mean, maybe. But there have also been some perfumes I've smelled that were just absolutely terrible. Your deodorant's a little rude. It's understandable on a hot day, though. That's just his natural picture, too. Like, they didn't really edit that one. He always kind of looks like that, Gum.
I was being sarcastic, Griffey.
And yeah, if it's fancy, but... I don't know if I've ever been given a fancy gift like that.
You recall the bottle of perfume which had just been purchased was found at the crime scene. Crime scene was with the crime scene the witness supposedly never went to. He shouldn't have known about the bottle. Ah!
Order! Order! If it's as a gift, I think that's fine. I think it's fine if someone gives you something like that. But if it's just like, hey, I was walking by, I'm not gonna elaborate, but you need this, and then they just walk away, like, that's pretty rude. But, you know, giving perfume to a princess, that's probably fine. She also seemed to like the bottle.
Fenton raises a very valid point.
You simpleton, what's the meaning of this?
Well, witness, did you go to the scene of the crime at any point?
No, of course I didn't. I was just working the silo all day. I remember I saw the gift the day before the crime. That girl's lying. Talon must have gotten the day before. You're the one who's lying. Father didn't leave the ranch at all that day. One word against another. Defense? Have any way to prove your version of events is true?
I feel like smelling the perfume is the wrong answer, but it might be funny.
Why would you just smell the perfume?
What?
All should be revealed if we just smell it. Your Honor, if you would.
Well, if you say so, defense. Here goes. Oh, it's quite lovely.
Seems like Talon had quite the nose to pick this one out.
Great. You got some courtroom to smell like Kiki's behind. Now what?
How does this prove anything, defense? Surely there was a purpose to the whole exercise.
Smells very strong, so the perfume can't be that old.
Objection. Perfumes have a longer shelf life than just a couple days, you idiot.
Right. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I was thinking that would accomplish.
The courtroom smells nicer. That won't get you out of this penalty.
Oh, this is just too good. Any more bright ideas? Well, first, I reset time. I feel like a receipt wouldn't exist, so...
And then we sent a soldier to ask the store owner when the bottle was bought.
Bah! Do you even know how many people visit that store? Inconceivable the owner would remember every random purchase.
I think he would... Any other ideas to fit? I think he would remember Talon, like, rushing in and, like, being like, I need to buy something right now. It's for the princess. Please, what is your best perfume? I feel like the store owner would remember that.
When you buy something, you usually get a receipt. And the receipt always shows the date of the purchase. Might still be at the ranch house. Say we send someone else to look for it. Father never throws receipts away. We have a drawer full of them. The perfume one should be right on top. I believe this idea has some merit. Soldiers, rush to the ranch house immediately and search for that receipt.
Ah, dang it.
The rest of us will sit here and do nothing. Yes? What is it, soldier? We don't have phones yet. Is receive the receipt from the team stationed at the crime scene. Very well, thank you. I shall now read it out. A lot of writing on this. From...
Alright, well, if the store owner is Tingle, then he probably wouldn't remember. So... But I didn't know that when I said that line.
From, Tingle's Mysterious Smells. Ah, yes, think I've seen that store. It's that, eccentric-looking place in the back alley.
You couldn't miss the blinding neon colors if you tried. It's an utter eyesore.
Ganondorf not being a fan of Tingle checks out.
The gall of this nobody running a monopoly on Hylian perfume is preposterous.
Perhaps, but back to the matter at hand.
The nerve of that dunderhead! Why would anyone ever shop at a store where the owner calls every other customer a fairy? Prosecutor! And the balloons, oh, the balloons! That fool popped one right in front of my face.
Prosecutor Dragmire, enough! Continuing on, purchase item 1 bottle of Rosy Rupee Land. Oh my, this is quite the price. Why, I would have to... Your Honor, please, the date of the purchase. Ah, yes, right. Date of purchase. Why, it's March 16th, the day of the murder! Order! Order! Yes, we got him. Ew, I think we're finally getting somewhere.
That still doesn't mean anything. Perhaps the witness briefly went back to the ranch house for something and saw the bottle then.
Yes, that's it. Yes, that's it. I was getting thirsty, so I went back to get a drink. I must have seen the bottle then. Oh, come on. You think we're gonna believe that?
Do you have any proof that he didn't?
You have any proof that he did? I believe this calls for further testimony. As the witness now claimed to have visited the crime scene shortly before the murder, we should learn of his exact movements that day. Ah, my movements? Well, alright. Not a lot to say, though. Fortunately, they managed to weasel out of that. Next testimony will be full of lies. This is my chance. Okay, so here's what happened. First, I stabbed the guy. It was awful. My non-suspicious movements. As I was already stated, I had volunteered to work in the silo. At one point, I believe he went back to the ranch house to get myself a glass of water. I went back to the silo right after that and stayed there until the courier came. I haven't been back to the ranch house at all since then. At some point, the detective came and told me what happened, and wow, was the detective one fine woman. She'll stab you.
Like, very easily.
See, I haven't done anything warrant suspicion. Eat my shoes, you rat. I'll pass. There has to be something wrong there. Can't put a flawless story together that quickly. Really should know. Sucks at improv.
Okay. You volunteered to work at the silo that you made yourself.
What are you doing? Bagging on shipments and fulfilling orders. We send out crates of milk to milk bars all across the kingdom every day, you know. Milk bars? Naturally. Everyone loves a good drink, you know. And our milk is renowned as the best there is. I hear some others water theirs down. Despicable. I see. I think you said earlier your job is to work in the structure's equipment, though. Indeed. Now then, the girl would usually be the one overseeing the milk orders. However, since the royal visitation was happening that day, I felt they needed their minds unoccupied. So I took it upon myself to do it this time. After the murder, I got scared that Shikafor's investigation would delay the shipment, and that I, the great Ingo, would take the blame. Thankfully, it all went through fine. Yeah, and you were so concerned with us sending it off quickly that you wrote the wrong delivery address on it.
Bah, you Hylians, ridiculous. Getting tipsy from something like milk. Bet you couldn't handle even a sip of the Gerudo's noble pursuit. A real man's drink.
A real man's drink? Are most of the Gerudo's women?
Yeah, that feels like an oversight. I feel like Ganondorf would say a real woman's drink.
Speaking of drinks, I believe I believe the witness was talking about how he had gotten himself a glass of water. Yeah, of course. Moving all that heavy stuff around works up a sweat, you see. I got very thirsty and... Hey, hold it. Didn't just take a sip of the milk you were handling? No, I wouldn't be right. That milk was for the customers, you see. I just didn't want to get into any trouble.
Truly honest man. How dare you suggest he would steal from his own workplace?
Right. What did you see at the house? Nothing much. I got my drinking left. Still had a lot of work to do, you see. Suppose I must have seen the perfume bottled in. In fact, yes, I remember it clearly now. It was there on the table, plain as day. Muhaha! What happened after that, Venus? I went back to the silo after that and stayed there until the courier came. And you were able to complete this so quickly on your own? Ah, you don't know the might of the great Ingo. Ha! Pow! Whabam! I get things done in no time. You'd almost break my back getting those crates to the silo, though. There were so many and all so heavy, like a puzzle in there.
Oh, that room.
Anyway, it's not important. Point is...
you will need some sort of silver gun to move some of those around.
You sure? Sure as could be, muhaha! Everyone went back in, even after the crime was discovered? Bah! They wouldn't let me in. Preserving the crime scene or some such. Couldn't even get any of my things. After I was questioned, no one gave me half a glance. I had to sleep in the stables that night. It was terrible. Well, you just said important. It is important. Your Honor, I'd like the witness to add the same in his testimony. What? What are you trying to pull now? Very well. Witness, please amend your statement. Ah, fine. Whatever. Didn't even get to sleep or access any of my belongings. Had to spend the night in the stable. Is that important? I don't know yet. Couldn't you have just stayed in? Ah! What am I, made of money? Think, boy. I'm just a simple ranch worker, you know. Weh! You liars. Always flaunting your wealth. Right, sorry. I only make like 10 rupees an hour. I'm actually sorry. I doubt one night would bankrupt this guy. Look at what he's wearing. Can you elaborate? He's a hard-working woman who gets to the point and takes what she wants. Not to mention her impeccable fashion sense. What's not to love? That's not the part I wanted to elaborate on. Wow, he seems totally smitten with her. Sure does. Wonder how Impa feels about it. Perhaps when the shore of a trial's over, I could. But no, I will have to wait. You thought you could distract me, did you? I, a genius ranch worker, Ringo, see through your schemes. Sticking to that story, huh? Yeah, it was a desperate fix, but he's hold up surprisingly well. Can't believe this is the same Mr. Ingo I know. He's usually so nice. I'm depressed for more details. Sure to slip up somewhere. Has to be a piece of evidence or profile waiting to disprove what he's saying. I could disprove that Impa's actually a fine woman. I'm sure that wouldn't get me stabbed at some point.
Well, I guess the only thing is that he's usually in work clothes, but now he's not. That's the only thing I can think of at the moment. If this goes horribly, you're all banned. But it didn't, because I'm the best.
And there's something seriously wrong with your testimony.
What? What are you talking about?
Then you couldn't get any of your belongings because they were all at the ranch house, correct? Ranch house you were not allowed to go in?
That's right?
Right? I think so. Yeah, that would imply you'd still be wearing your work clothes.
Don't worry, no one's getting banned today. Hopefully.
Pardon me if I'm wrong, but those don't look like work clothes at all.
Ah!
Ranch has a point. Waiters appear to be pretty well dressed, of course. Can't imagine you would want to sully those clothes during work. Yeah, what do you have to say to that?
Yeah.
Oh, of course. I can explain. It's simple.
Thank you for banning no one, Phoenix. Hope you're having a good day.
He's a brand new, yeah. On the way to the courthouse, I went shopping for a nice new outfit. After all, I couldn't very well show up court dressed like a bum. He has two different laughs.
I hope you get some good rest. Count your moo-hoo-hoos in order to get some sleep. Yes, defense. Certain people have a modicum of respect for the court and show up dressed appropriately. You're wearing battle armor.
What's that supposed to mean? This is my finest Zora suit.
My finest Zora tunic.
Claim you brought these clothes to the crime, is that correct? After the crime? Ah, very much so. This morning, in fact. Why do I need to repeat myself?
Do I accept that explanation? No. Yeah, where's the receipt? Does it also come from Tingle? Does Tingle sell perfume and also...
You buying those clothes is simply impossible.
What?
Oh, how can you claim so? Defense, as you know, evidence is everything in court. Either prove the witness couldn't be brought these clothes today, or get out. What's the one with... Yes. Not that one. Can I prove that, guys? Oh, wait. The thing. This one? Yeah, okay. He already had that. I must present the pictograph.
Strike! I'd like to turn this court's attention to this. Every time I look at this pictograph, it makes me picto-laugh. There's one lovely pictograph. Ah, mine be that idyllic day when I spent my grandson with the...
Objection! What about this photograph, defense?
Look what Ingo is wearing.
Check out what he's wearing.
Photo from Malin's childhood, but Ingo is very clearly wearing the same outfit he has on right now. He couldn't have bought it today.
Yeah! Why did I agree to take that stupid picture? Order! I will have order. Why, defense is absolutely correct. I hope the witness has a good explanation for this.
Yeah, I think we finally got him. No way he can weasel out of this time.
Objection.
Oh, unless someone weasels out for him. Didn't think about that.
Bah, isn't it obvious? Naturally, the witness knew he would need to wear his nice clothes for the royal visitation was scheduled for that day.
He brought them into the silo in advance so he could quickly change for the royal visitation's arrival.
Why would he do that? Oh? Did I do that? Oh! Oh, I did do that. Yeah, of course. I needed to be presentable after all. Can't look like a bum in front of the most important people in the kingdom.
Jackson, wait a minute. This is insane. What kind of kangaroo court is this?
I feel like they could have used another word for that. Does Hyrule have kangaroos?
Execution keeps making excuses up on the spot.
Should have been like... What's the name of the spider bugs that jump around?
Ingo is clearly lying about buying the clothes before the trial. He's definitely lying. He's definitely trying to hide something. Your Honor, surely... Tektite.
This is a Tektite court. Ricky exists. Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about him. He was ages ago. Or was it seasons ago?
Surely you wouldn't accept this blatant perjury.
Accept it, Judge. There could be no other explanation.
Prosecution explanation does seem plausible. However, the fact that the witness didn't simply say it himself, instead made up a lie about buying the clothes, is indeed very suspicious. Gah!
This judge is far more competent than I'm used to.
Prosecution has posed that there is no other possible explanation for this contradiction. What is your opinion on the matter? Can the defense think of an alternate version of events? This is big. I really need to think this through.
Uh-oh, what is this? Do I have to...
Ingo is acting really suspicious right now.
Do I have to write Epona through different letters in order to Hangman Gambit?
Desperately trying to patch up holes in his testimony to conceal his real movements.
What is this?
Why would he be doing that?
The goddesses are on my side, Ganondorf.
It's not Malin. Ingo's the only person who could have done this. I have to assume he did if I want to think Malin is innocent. That in mind, why would Ingo change out of his work clothes? And having to make it necessary.
They were eaten by a cow.
Ingo killed Talon. His clothes must have gotten blood on them. Had to change into something else to hide his involvement. Then wouldn't the Sheikah force have found the clothes in this house?
They burned them.
Burned away.
The three goddesses of logic come together to try and force me through this kangaroo court in their own way. Okay. Which part of that is power and which part of that is courage? Does it take courage to burn your clothes, or does it take wisdom?
That's it. This explains everything. Believe I can offer an alternate explanation.
Objection. Nonsense. Judge, the defense spent far too long sitting in silence just now. They clearly have nothing.
Oh, was I actually sitting in silence for like 5 minutes there?
I call for a quick ruling.
Not only can I explain it, but in fact, the defense formally accuses the witness of murder.
No! Why?
It's simple. The reason he had to swap his outfit and why he's been lying about the circumstances ever since, because he got stained with the victim's blood.
Preposterous. If there were any discarded bloody clothes nearby, the Sheikah force would have found them, and we would have been trying someone else for murder right now.
Why, you're absolutely correct, prosecutor.
Duh? What?
Naturally, Ingo couldn't have left his bloody clothes laying around. And so he used this to dispose of them. Your Honor, cast your mind to the princess's last testimony.
Princesses? Ah! The mysterious fire. Surely you jest. You yourself made sure we all knew how meaningless her testimony was.
And yet with this new context in mind, gains a completely new meaning. Empty bottle of lamp oil, found by the burned out fire. Ingo used the lamp oil to quickly burn away his stained work clothes. How about it, witness? My scenario explains everything. You killed Talon and then tried to hide it. No, hold on. What drivel are you spouting here? Me? Kill Talon? You already know that's impossible.
Why? Oh, straight to a new testimony. Too busy for murder.
Everything you said was wrong. I have no idea what you're on about. I have an alibi for the time of the crime. I just couldn't have done it. No way I could have completed the milk shipments, killed Talon, and tried to hide my involvement. Fire just made for a quick breakfast. No mystery here. No. Stop trying to pin this on poor innocent Ingo.
Now, I shouldn't have to remind you, Defense, but you yourself are surprised Ingo was able to complete the shipment in time. Adding even more things to do in that time is preposterous.
That's right. Great Ingo is efficient at his job, but not that efficient. It had to have been him. I'm sure of it. Must be some trick at play here. Some kind of shortcut. Must find it. I have no idea what you're on about. You explain what an alibi is again? No, don't.
That's not what I was pressing.
With pleasure. At the time of the crime, I was busy preparing the day's shipment of milk. That's hard work. I barely had enough time to get it done before the courier came to take them.
Shipments were inspected by the Sheikah force as they were leaving the ranch.
And as our resident detective has told us,
They were found to be fully loaded with bottles of milk.
That's right. The Sheikah force itself has vouched for me. No way I could be the culprit. I disagree. Has to be a way. Must be. Would it really have taken that long to murder someone and burn some clothes?
It would have taken long enough to definitely make a scheme infeasible.
Completing these shipments is a rather involved process. You have to milk the cows, clean the bottles, pour the milk into them, put them into crates, and load them into a wagon. I love working with the cows. That part takes the longest. You only get a little at a time. Mr. Ingo said the whole thing really does take a while. Father and I usually have to work together to get it done in time for the courier's arrival.
There you go, Defense.
your own client knows this is the unshakable truth.
Okay, so no way he could complete shipments and also do the killing. In that case, there had to be some way for him to finish the work faster. Just have to find it.
It sounds like he watered down the milk. That way he could fill them up a lot faster. But I don't know how I'm gonna present that to the court.
You had time to make breakfast, but not enough to kill someone? Yeah, of course. The breakfast was cooking while I kept working. Then I just quickly gobbled it up. There's no issue there. In fact, yes, I remembered it even burned a bit because I wasn't completely paying attention to it. That's why I had to go get that glass of water too, you see. I had to wash it down after. Another convenient little explanation. And for all I know, he actually did cook up breakfast and on fire, burning blood-soaked clothes. Ew.
Continue, witness. We don't want to hear about your culinary adventures.
Ah, of course, of course. My point is what I've been telling you this whole time.
Alright, that one's not irrelevant. I guess I'll press it just to see if anything pops up.
Other people could have done this for you and Malin. I know Malin wanted enough to know she couldn't be the culprit. That leaves you as the perpetrator.
Yes, yes, by now we all know how much you value your friend. Let me remind you, though, that feelings don't matter at all here. Either show us solid evidence that puts Ingo's alibi into question or concede defeat.
Is there any way he could have done the work faster? I'm not sure. Be nice if there was, though.
I could sleep in her a little bit longer every day. Yeah, you'd think he would have shared it with you if he knew of one. So what shortcut did you use, Ingo? I guess I didn't press this one either. Nearly my scenario is more plausible at this point than the panic attempts to fix your story.
What's more plausible is it for you to decide, Defense? For the judge that makes the final call. As long as the alibi stands, I can't imagine him siding with you.
Yes, all of those loose ends have been tied up before a decision must be made. Witness, please continue. Alright, did nothing. So I've got something to work with here. But which one do I present? I'll give it to the designers. Ace Attorney had me doing this a lot too, where I'm like, I know what needs to be said, but how do I say it? Remember your trauma with profiles?
Witness? Ah! What is it now? I overheard an intriguing detail during the last recess.
Yeah, it does make the evidence pool so much larger to deal with, and you have to actually read what people are doing.
And be like, come on, look at him, he's evil! Look at the way he's literally just glaring down at Talon's profile. Seems the address of one of yesterday's milk shipments wasn't written correctly. You must have been rushing! That's how you did it!
Bah! I haven't heard anything about the issue with shipment address. But I'll play along. Suppose you're right about it. Writing address only takes a few seconds. Even if it was reduced to a single swift stroke of the pen, it wouldn't have saved much time at all. Certainly not to both commit murder and cover it up.
Objection! Wasn't just the address. Ingo must have rushed the entire shipment.
By what method? Say you somehow completed the entire shipment more quickly. Prove it with evidence.
Unfortunately for you, Defense, I must agree with a good prosecutor. This alone doesn't prove how time it might have been saved. Don't you have anything else? Yeah, I thought I had him for sure. Looks like I need something stronger to really pin him down.
Okay. Pretty rare to have to present two different evidence things to one piece of testimony.
Did you, though? Did you really complete those shipments properly?
Defense, I should have to remind you that Sheikah Force checked the boxes thoroughly. They were definitely full of milk bottles.
I'm sure it looked that way. What are you getting at, Defense? Here you go, Your Honor. Huh? Milk for me?
Are you trying to bribe the judge now? I didn't think you'd stoop so low. And I thought you were pretty dang low. The Crown will be informed of this.
It's nothing like that. All I'm asking His Honor try tasting the milk. Even though, Malin and I have both drank from that bottle. Just one little sip. This is highly irregular. But, but to be honest, I could use a drink. All this talking does make one's throat dry, Be sure to stay hydrated, guys. You probably talked the least out of everyone here, though.
He's pretty even, I think.
If Vince insists, I'll go ahead and take a sip. Is it animated?
Oh. They could have animated him drinking from the bottle.
This is what passes...
Oh yeah, I changed the text on that a little bit. Thanks for telling me to hydrate, Griffey. It's milk, but I think he watered it down. Because they mentioned that before.
Yep, this almost tastes like water! Water? I have to agree. Definitely not the standard milk. Having heard from the princess and the detective, Lon Ranch is renowned for the quality of its products. There's no way people would say that about... Well, no way people would say its milk is lousy.
Bah, whatever. As if the unwashed masses would know the difference between quality and garbage. Where are you going with this, Defense?
It's simple, you see. Received this bottle from Detective Impa, still unopened during the first recess. As we know, there were no milk shipments today, so this must have come from one of Ingo's shipments yesterday. True that Ingo couldn't have murdered Talon and also completed the shipments on his own. Unless he cheated. He's a dirty cheater.
Don't tell the difference between milk and water because milk is clear, obviously. The Lon Lon milk is absolutely clear and refreshes you completely. Yeah, it could also be frozen milk. Your frozen milk into a knife theory is coming together.
Ingo watered down the milk to get the shipments done in time.
Order! Order! Yes, I suppose that would work.
Indeed. All you had to do is milk fewer of the cows, save enough time without ruining taste too much. Guess he used about 50-50 split of water and milk.
Ah, this is no! Talon! Let me stop you right there.
Eh?
I can see that something odd happened to that shipment. But all you have proven is that Ingo is a slacker.
How dare you!
Shut up.
Be quiet, you mongrel. Sure, Ingo watered down the milk. Doesn't make him a killer, though, does it?
Well, no. But now we know he definitely could have done it. We know he did go to the crime scene. And we know he did have the time and opportunity to kill Talon as well.
Yet there's a vital element missing still.
Let me put it in simple terms so even an idiot like you can understand. Motive? Why did fade to black? Rebuttal? A new thing?
The murder weapon.
You lack a murder weapon! If Ingo was the murderer, then it couldn't have been the saw. This is a different thing.
And why is that?
It's simple. The girl's story about working in the fence is true, then she was using the saw her father was being murdered. Couldn't have been in two places at the same time.
Do I agree with this?
Is this a thing in one of the games? It feels a little familiar. But, yeah.
I believe we're in a complete agreement on this point.
You do realize the problems that creates for you, right?
I'm sure it can all be explained.
As if. But very well. Let's move on to why nothing else could have been the murder weapon either. You lack the murder weapon. Whoop. Where would the supposed other murder weapon have even come from?
Couldn't he have used any old thing?
Either answer the question, Defense, or this discussion is over.
You need to overthink this. Anywhere Ingo could have gotten a weapon from would do. I'll worry about the exact details later.
Okay. Also, this music is very good. But yeah, there's knives, there's rakes, there's axes, there's scythes that we don't know the number of.
You gotten this murder happen on a ranch? There are plenty of sharp things on the site.
Oh ho! That's simply impossible. We checked all the shop objects on the ranch and searched everyone. No fresh blood was found anywhere else. Okay.
Couldn't Ingo have just
Wiped it off?
Couldn't Ingo have just wiped it off?
Blood leaves traces, not that easy to get rid of. People like us aren't so sensitive, but other things like the Zoras can easily tell by the smell. Naturally, the Sheikah Force employees have been people up to this task. Also, as Lon Lon Ranch focuses on selling horses and milk, the animals there aren't regularly butchered. No good reason why any of the tools would have fresh blood on them. Wait, didn't they say Lon Lon Ranch was an important source of food? Any such implement would have stood out like a sore thumb.
Well, I guess that's a good point. May have to rethink this. Couldn't Ingo have just...
Dispose of it?
Dispose of it in some way?
Ha! That's impossible. You see...
Okay, apparently that was the answer.
No items from the ranch's inventory list were missing, and that list is indisputable.
How can you be so sure the inventory is accurate?
Bah! Use your head. There was a royal visitation scheduled on that day. Ranch owner needed everything to be in order. He would have doubled, even triple checked the list when he wrote it.
I suppose he would have, but...
But he didn't write it. Ingo did.
Inventory list itself is false. Oh, fascinating. What exactly makes you question the veracity of this document?
Simple. You only need a brief look at the inventory to see what can't be trusted.
Oh? Can't just go around making such general statements defense. Point out what exactly the inventory makes it suspect.
Oh, good. We actually get to point. I was wondering if we would. And look, he's got a little hand.
Just look here. One who compiled this list was Ingo himself. He could have easily falsified the counts as part of his plan.
Gah! That doesn't matter.
Was it not?
Nothing could have left the ranch. What?
Wouldn't Ingo have been able to just throw the item out over the fence?
Bah! Obviously we searched the perimeter of the ranch as well, I think. Nothing was found anywhere.
Most important part. Nothing really been able to leave?
The shipment did.
You really sure nothing left the ranch? What about a few little shipments of milk?
Preposterous. They're gotten that said shipments have been checked by the Sheikah force before they were allowed to leave.
That's true, but... place the Sheikah could have overlooked.
What in Din's name were you babbling about?
I appreciate them using goddesses as well.
Talking about a bog standard crate here, boy. Not exactly vast dungeons full of nooks and crannies to stuff things into, are they?
I don't want to remember those either.
Ah, the Dodongo caverns. Where could they have missed a murder weapon?
It's simple. They overlooked...
Yeah, with a Minish cap. I'm not really sure. They saw the bottles, they know it's full of milk, but they didn't look into the crates that much?
Murder weapon just left in one of the crates between the milk bottles.
Do you really consider the Sheikah that incompetent?
Yes.
That would be the first place to look. Besides, do you really think the murderer would risk something so obvious?
I guess it'd be the crates themselves. Range your argument hinges on this point, you know.
Try to think through your answer a bit more carefully this time.
It does mean milk knife.
The crates themselves. Killer used a big chunk of wood to kill the victim, then nailed it to the crate to conceal it.
That is not what I was going for.
No, the weapon was definitely metal. No stray bit of lumber could create a wound like that. Plus, if the weapon was wooden, he would have burned it together with his clothes to ensure he would never find it.
Yeah, right. Range your argument hinges on this point, you know. Well,
One place inside the crates the Sheikah couldn't have checked thoroughly without ruining the shipments.
Without ruining the shipments?
That's right. Ingo put the weapon inside one of the bottles to conceal it during the search.
I don't know how... Does that seem plausible? I feel like a knife wouldn't fit. Though I guess I don't know how large the knife is.
Wait just a moment. Weapon in the milk bottle wouldn't just go unnoticed. Someone would have reported it.
How can you be so sure?
Do you even know how much milk an average milk bar uses each day? All those shipments have most certainly been completely used up by now. Someone drinking that bottle would have found it for sure. Choked on it even if they took a large swig. It would be a huge scandal.
Yeah, he's right about that, but he's missing some vital information.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because it was only one of them.
Be correct that the weapon showing up in someone's milkshake would have been caused quite a stir. If the milk ever actually made it to any milk bar, that is. See, I overheard a very interesting tale during the recess. Word was sent from the ranch not long ago that one of the shipments was returned unopened due to being misaddressed.
What? No!
Indeed, if you recall, Ingo was the one who'd handled all of that. Now that's strange. Ranch supplies us the same milk bars every day. Even if you messed up the street address a little, the couriers would have known there was a shipment was meant to go. How could he have bungled that badly? It's almost as if he didn't want anyone receiving a bottle of milk with a murder weapon in it. Bet Ingo expected this box would stay in the shipping limbo a little while longer. It's unfortunate for him that the postal service was on its game today. Maybe because they were too worried it could start to smell.
Oh, because it's full of milk.
I believe this calls for us to investigate these boxes of milk more closely.
Soldiers, have these boxes retrieved from the ranch immediately. Also, turn the light back on.
This is slander. Why would I kill Talon? Sure, he's a bit of a layabout, but he did give me a job. Why would I want him dead? The motive? That's simple. Why, I'm surprised you're even asking about it. This evidence easily explains your motive. Marion Aaron's document you brought to the court's attention states the following. In case of the testator's death, his daughter, Malin of Lonline Ranch, will inherit the ranch. Unless she is unable to oversee it, in which case it shall be divided between the crown and the remaining employees. Ah! No. What? You not only killed Talon, but decided to frame Malin for the crime as well, so you would be the one to inherit part of the ranch. That's why you volunteered to work in the silo all day. Give you an alibi so that Malin would be the only possible culprit. Of course you knew about the royal visitation in advance. You knew Malin would go to the ranch house to prepare before they arrived. Perfect setup for the royals to find her next to the body. No, no, no! What are you talking about? Talon signing the ranch over to me? Preposterous! Did he really not know? Guess it was Dragmeyer procured the actual document, not him.
Your Honor!
What is it, soldier?
Box you requested is here.
Already? Wow, that was quite fast. Apparently the team at the ranch had already noticed something awry with it on their own. Box arrived just as we were about to rush out a courier to deliver our message.
Well. Let's see for ourselves, shall we? Part of the shipment that proves that case is... probably the one that's a tiny bit red.
It's possible. Could a knife really fit in that? Maybe? Also, that's a new picture, I think.
Here it is, from the bottle with a slight red tint to the milk. Looks like some kind of serrated knife. That explains your irregular wounds pretty nicely.
How could those Sheikah idiots have missed this?
Sure, the milk was pure white when they first checked it. Took a whole day for the blood to dissolve in it. Either way, no matter how you slice it, Talon's dead. And this proves my theory right.
Yeah. Oh, I've had it. Fine. You wanna know why? You wanna know why I really killed that scumbag? No! No! What are you... So you admit it?
Yes, I admit it. What would you do if one day, after years of backbreaking labor, despite putting your all into the ranch...
And not a milk knife, but a milk... a knife in the milk.
You were thrown away like rubbish without any reason. Fired. Farewell. We don't need you anymore.
What? But that doesn't make any sense.
Oh, don't lie. I heard it all. I was just returning back from another day of spine-wrenching work, and lo and behold, what's this? Malin and Talon talking behind my back. I heard it all. We'll let him go after the visitation. We can handle things without him. And so, volunteering to work on that shipment, I quietly slipped out while the girl was too busy and shanked her good-for-nothing slacker. Ah, you should have seen his face. He didn't expect it at all. So yes, Malin, I killed that lazy bum you call the father. And he deserved it.
Oh, my heart. Oh, it's ripping apart.
Order! No one's talking. The witness will cease his boasting over such a terrible deed. I think we've had enough. Soldiers, take him away. Hup. Wait just a moment. Ingo. Yes, girl. Want to apologize for what you've done. Apologize? Me? You're horrible. We weren't planning to fire you at all. You completely misunderstood what we were saying. What? Well, that was a noise. Flashback. Had so much work recently. Well, you know how it goes with royal visits. Always a busy time. Gotta make sure that everything's tip-top shape. It's a goal. Don't worry some amount about old Ingo, though. He's been complaining about his back recently. Do wish he'd take a step back and relax sometime. Maybe we should convince him to take a vacation. Ah! Now there's an idea. It'd do him good to just get out for a while. I'll discuss it with him after the visitation. After things calm down, we can handle everything without him. Ah! You were planning what? A vacation for me? And I did. No, it can't be so. Please say it isn't so. Not the chickens!
Is he gonna be attacked by Kukos? Yep. How dare you kill Talon just because he wanted to give you a break? I'm sorry for giving you flashbacks to being killed by a giant chicken drawn up. He did still do it.
What we witnessed today is the results of a truly horrifying misunderstanding. But misunderstanding or not, what you've done is unforgivable. Talon was a kind man, beloved by all who had good fortune to cross his path. Loss will be felt not only by his ranch, but all across Hyrule.
The killer turned out to be an utterly pathetic man with delusions of grandeur. I mean, look at him! An utter idiot, dressed like a clown.
He's really laying into him. Bet he's just upset because he lost.
There's no winning or losing.
Prosecution's rant aside, I think it's time to declare today's verdict. Just a formality, but a defendant, please stand up to the stand.
Bah!
Young miss, I'm very sorry for the situation you found yourself in. Very glad you appear to be such a good attorney as a friend. I wouldn't have chosen anyone else. Ah, thanks.
Bah!
Without further ado, in the name of Goddess Hylia and the sacred land of Hyrule, I hereby find Malin of Lon Lon Ranch not
Whatever those other letters are. Explosion. This seems far more dangerous than confetti ever did. Court is adjourned. Well. But now she's all alone on the ranch.
We did it! Your dad's still dead, though. Sorry about that.
I suppose so.
Guess Ingo's outburst kind of soured the moon, huh?
The blonde. No, the sister's Majora's Mask thing. With Crimea and... whatever the little one's name is.
Don't think I can ever forgive Mr. Ingo for what he's done. That's...
Yeah, Romani. Romani Ranch. Yeah, that is true. They do have a younger Zelda, but they've only mentioned her, Talon, and Ingo.
That's fair enough, honestly. Really, though, you shouldn't think about that for now. You're free! Time to celebrate.
I guess you're right. My dad's dead. Excellent work. Hey, what's that? I'm back. I knew you'd pull through.
Oh, thanks. Couldn't have done it without you, really. So, thank you.
Now, that's not quite right. You know, I think someone. I'm not sure I'm the one who deserves it the most, pal.
Huh? Your Highness! Thought you were going back to the Hyrule Castle. What strings did you have to pull to get her here?
I realized but I realized I should apologize for what I did personally. It's an honor. There is no need to bow. Not about after I've done. Really, if not for my sass, I would have probably been carted off to prison alongside that angry little man.
Perjury's, pretty serious, so that's probably not entirely wrong.
As usual, you don't give yourself enough credit, Your Highness.
How could you say that, Detective? I almost condemned an innocent person to prison.
Yeah, there are some things you should think twice about doing in the future. Because the history thing keeps vanishing, I keep thinking like her little badge or necklace thing keeps changing color. It's all thanks to you that the young lady over there finally went free.
Huh?
Come on, attorney, show her eyes what I'm talking about. I believe it's the oil. But these ones are always difficult. So I wouldn't be surprised if I was wrong.
The bottle? Well, it's true. Without this and without knowing about the fire, we wouldn't have had any proof to substantiate my claims. Our claims. And really, you're obviously false testimony put up. Ouchie, Papa! Emma just stepped on my foot with her knife. Oh, she has a knife in her shoe.
Well, there you have it. In any case, I'm sure Miss Malin isn't too upset, right?
Well, sure.
Nut! Sup? In order to escort the princess back to the castle immediately. Just in time. Farewell, Your Highness.
And so they left. Now then, listen to me. Now that I'm perhaps being too lenient on the princess, but tough times are ahead.
I'm doing the wrong voice. The princess will need all the confidence she can get to lead the kingdom through them.
She needs to learn to take responsibility for actions too, you know.
And she will.
Huh?
Her Highness is in for a rather unpleasant afternoon today, I imagine. I didn't see what she was just been escorted out of here isn't a coincidental.
What, the king's gonna scold her?
Probably. At the very least. She might even be forced to hang out with the chickens for a while. Now then, my duty's call, unfortunately, so I must be off. Again, you did well today, both of you. Trust that I'll be able to rely on you for future court proceedings as well.
I'll try my best.
That's all I ask. That unpleasant prosecutor seems to be making his way over here, so I'll be excusing myself post-haste. Farewell. Ooh. Never really looked at Ganondorf from the front like that. You.
Hello. Nice day we're having, isn't it? Great day to not be murdered.
Tell me, now, where did that blasted detective go? Have my reputation tarnished this way by some novice attorney from the boonies.
Dramatic much? Looks about ready to burst from anger.
That's a little bit better.
Don't be such a sore loser. You lost.
Deal with it. Ow, Malin, please. She should put on sunglasses.
Yeah, we got the right verdict. Doesn't that make you even feel a little bit glad?
You know what?
Yeah.
Yes, I suppose there is some worth to that. What transpired is most unfortunate. I can only offer my condolences. Just remember there was the meddling of that idiotic princess and the stupidity of that blasted detective that led to your arrest. If you have any grievances, take it up with them.
Yeah, I suppose there's some truth to what he's saying.
Speaking of the detective, she has fled from me like a cuckoo on fire. Mark my words, she will regret what she's done for generations. Okay, bye.
That was a very Edgeworth kind of response. And yeah, he has a conscience. He's gonna like be like Edgeworth and be like, you know what, the truth was more important.
Yeah, that sure was something. I don't know if he was being sincere or just wanted to shift the blame onto someone else. I wouldn't say he's entirely blameless, but... Never mind by that. You think you'll be alright running the ranch by yourself? Of course I'll come visit, but I have my attorney duties too. I'll get in touch with the castle, see if they can spare some men to work at the ranch. Silly as my father may have seemed, he really did prepare me to take over the one day, and he's taught me well. I'm sure the animals are well cared for, just as I always have. That's the spirit. I believe in you. I really want to thank you for bringing the truth to light. If it wasn't for you, I don't even want to think about what could have happened. Don't mention it. Just glad everything worked out in the end. Kind of. And so ended my very first personal case for me.
Well, the events transpired for this time skip. Yeah, like... And if you take into account, like, Wind Waker's Ganondorf, he wasn't evil. Like, completely. Up until he, you know, got the Triforce of Power and killed everybody. He cared for his people in his own way. You know, until his mothers tried to mind control all of them, but that's beside the point. Felt like a weight had been lifted off my back. Now I continued working at the ranch, hoping to make it prosper even beyond what her father was able to accomplish. Didn't really think much about it, but the days following were some of the happiest I'd lived for a long time. Little did I know a terrible tragedy would soon shock the entire kingdom. I'd find myself smack dab in the middle of it. But that's a legend for another day. Hero of Law. Now, is that the end of it? I wouldn't be surprised. I think that was the end. For right now. Well, overall, that was really fun. I think that was a great combination of Ace Attorney and Ocarina of Time. And look at this. Luigi X Hero. Oh no. I'm not ready to be a hero. I just got arrested for murder. But like the music is great. Whichever people are behind that did a great job. Who is that guy in the middle? The model looks so familiar, but I don't remember what it's from. Also, Azora is... I just realized that the Zora Princess is totally going to be a character. If they keep this going. Oh, Ingo. I actually feel bad for this one. I feel like he definitely should not have done it. Who was beside him? Oh, it's just a new model. Yeah. I feel bad that he's dumb. It was definitely a stupid thing to do. Ganondorf playing the piano. I don't think, And there's Zelda getting scolded by Dad. Oh. I don't think Ruto will kill her dad, though. OOT NPC maker. There's Impa. With a cat? Is the cat's name Sheik? Nope, there was Zora, Ruto, and her dad, and that was it. However, in Majora's Mask, there were several. And I'm sure if they can put in the Anuki guys... Oh. They put him in the graveyard. Oh, the Shadow Temple's gone. Who killed Jabu Jabu, the legendary spirit? Special thanks in you. And you for playing. The end. For now. I assume they're gonna continue this if they got a whole, like, extra story with older Zelda going. There's a link to the thing if you want to check it out for yourself and maybe see some of the things I didn't bother doing because I don't like taking damage. Scene select. Extras. What are the extras? What? Hang on. Let's go! What is this? Were these Talon's last moments? Nope, I'm dead. Were these Talon's last moments as he was being stabbed? Uh-huh. Oh, I'm dead. As you can see, Your Honor, Talon wasn't stabbed, he just fell into the abyss. Because someone doesn't know how to control him. And he just happened to fall onto Ingo's knife several times. I suck at these, though. It's precise jumps. Nope, not gonna make it. Not even close. I'll give this a few more tries, but I have no real hope of finishing this. Ooh, I almost fell. Very interesting that they would model Talon when he's just a dead guy. But I was on that. I guess this is just his running model, though. I'm surprised we're not being chased by Kukos. Oh yeah, and the windmill guy, like, killing someone because he gets so upset about the Song of Storms would be funny. Yeah, and a few of my death counts were, just me being stupid. Ow. Well. Yep, I'm still at -1 life. I have lost nothing because I had nothing to lose. I just gotta be more patient. This is not a Sonic game. What is this music to? Dang it! I think that's the end. Maybe. Probably not. I can do it. Just gotta believe. This is what the afterlife is. After you've been stabbed by your own co-worker, who I could have sworn was your brother, this is what's waiting for you. See? The afterlife doesn't seem so scary now, does it? That's not gonna make it. Nope. I need momentum. But anyway, I appreciated this. It felt like a good little homage to Ace Attorney stuff, which I feel bad we haven't really messed with at all. Not that there's been any new games, but... Does this mean I need to make a Just Link emote? But if I had... I don't know. I guess one complaint is that Link and the judge were like really competent. Oh, that's... I did that way too early. I can wall jump? Talon is stronger than I thought. I didn't know I could wall jump. If it said that at the beginning, I wasn't paying attention. I was just mashing the jump button. Because I could. Well... Ingo must have really caught him by surprise if he could match Talon. I mean, the knife probably helped, but... Nope. I was impatient. Do I have to, like, fall and then wall jump off the moving platform? No, that's dumb. They wouldn't make me do that. Yeah. Okay. So that wasn't a glitch, that is just a thing that can happen. Got it. No! Dang it. I wasn't mashing the button. Yeah, Raru is the Sage of Light or whatever, though, so... yeah. I guess it's fair that he would be a little bit brighter than our normal judge. No offense to avid Judge fans out there. I know they exist. Okay. Nope. What do I have to do? No problem, Griffey. We're going to probably be done once I look at these extras. Do I have to... Nope, I can't do that. Okay. Yeah, it could have also been the... Oh, that would be really funny if they use the Raru model but change his hair to be yellow. So we get the second judge. He's the true Sage of Light. Okay, I'll give this a few more tries and then we'll look at the second one, because I don't really know what I'm doing wrong. Unless there's a control I forgot about. Or make him Xanth. That would also be... Okay, I have one stupid idea. One very stupid idea. But my stupid idea... Nope, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna die. Fall. My stupid idea was to see if I can jump off the moving platform, but I don't know if that's a thing. Wait, am I dumb? I am dumb. There's a run button. That's why it wasn't working. Because I didn't look at the controls. I've been going slow this whole time. So that explains how I'm supposed to get through here. Because of course, momentum... Dang it. The momentum helps. Okay. Were there any judges that were unhinged? Nope. And he could wear his little mask, and like when he gets surprised, it flies up and shows his actual face. That's much easier. And now we get to the actual part of the game where you have to wall jump. Okay. I see. Well, I gotta win. We have to get Talon to the ranch in the afterlife. Wow. Too fast, too furious. I hope this doesn't end with, like, you get to the end and Talon just stabs Ingo. Mushroom! Course clear? Whoa! I really needed one of those. Thanks. In return, I'll tell you about a secret I've heard. Supposedly, there's a game with a giant egg in which you can become a criminal. What? And a pair of games with a climate change and time travel. What? Say that extras can be unlocked by connecting them on the title screen using a certain accessory. Or, well, that would be the case, but these virtual console shenanigans are going on. I bet you already got all the secrets unlocked by default. See ya. I didn't follow a word he said. Oh, we're the guy in this thing. Rules. Cards are drawn. You pick up much bet by clicking the rupee, which cards are replaced by clicking indigo sizes bet and cards retrieve. This is part of the thing for Pokemon Stadium to attach to Game Boy games. Yeah. Alright, developer, replace order music for the Hyrule Castle Courtyard. You're going to write the real music, try to use that as a basis for a verse. Because the amount of chromatism. Notice that don't fit the key signature in that song. Adapting the song wasn't easy. So instead, I, obviously, based the song on the Kippora Gabora theme. New melody design meshed with well Kippora Gabora. Whenever original melody runs up or down a scale, the new one does too. Chords underneath it. Wow. Wrote a whole description for this. Subtle, but the triplet played on the shaker at the very end of the Owl's melody is about the corresponding theme from another Attorney game. I can hear that. We gotta go all tingle. You kidding me? These are the exact same cards. Ah, you win. Dealing with shelf like a criminal. Oh yeah. There's even the weather shenanigans. Ooh. Ah! Aha, 2 pair. Ah, I lost. He had 3 tingles. How could you beat that? We're keeping tingle. So... and Tingle's the best. Ganondorf's after Tingle, then Zelda, then Link, then Heart, then Rupee. But do we have a goal? Like, what is our goal here? I guess it's just a fun little mini game. Dang. Not a good hand. Oh, but I still win because I'm the best. How can I possibly lose? Alright, here you go. 4 of a kind. How could I lose? Dang it, I hate when I get the same card back.
Alright, you're good. I'll tell you another secret then. You know that prosecutor, Dragmire? When he's on screen, press and hold... press on the D-pad. Up, up, down, down, left, right, B. And something should happen.
Interesting. I guess that was it though. We will look at... this case contains spoilers for The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Through the story and overwrite your current progress through the main story of your law. Continue? No. I'll save that for something else. But is it its own case? Like entirely? No. So I'm curious if it'll work here. So I'm skipping ahead to where Ganondorf, or Dragmire shows up, sorry. But I hope you guys all had fun with this. After we do this, I will probably call it for today, because I should probably eat something. Oh,
Yeah, but just stepped on my foot. Ow. Pain.
yeah, man. So slow. Maybe I should have picked a different scene, but... You. Okay, it was... Not the surprise I was expecting. Well, good news, everybody. Majora is in this game. But honestly, Ganondorf, mooning people in the courtroom, that's just rude. To have my reputation tarnished this way. I don't know what could have possibly ruined your reputation. You lost. Deal with it. I'm a little sad that doesn't change the expression of the moon, but... And then he leaves, bonking himself on the doorframe as he goes. Now, how do I leave this? I don't think I can. Something about her face still bugs me. But anyway, I think that'll be where we call it for today. I don't know if that extra thing is like a full case on its own. If it is, then it probably takes roughly the same amount of time. But I should probably find something to eat. If it's not, maybe we'll give it a look some other time. But I hope you all enjoyed becoming a hero of law. It was fun. I'm expecting that there will be more of these to come. But who knows when that'll be? But I appreciate all the things they put into this one. Like all the songs, the sound effects, the characterizations. Can't really complain. But I'm gonna go find food. You can't hold me in court for doing that. And I will see you tomorrow for something else, probably. So, thanks for watching. Have a good night, and bye for now.